That's a freedom we didn't have before. I mean, if no one's watching, we can do whatever we want. Oh, wait, we can always do whatever we want. What am I talking about? I don't care. Yay. Hey there, hi there, ho there. It's me, Bear, Gen X GM. And since he wants attention, Beans. Everybody say hi to Beans.
Hi, Beans.
Hi, you.
Hi,
You
Beans.
in the audience. And you guys, no one cares what you guys say. Okay,
You said everyone. Do we not count as everyone?
Oh, my God. Look at that. They think they're people. You're players. You're not people. Anyway, we are going to get started. And who is going to give us the recap of the previous session?
I walked into a keep, got yelled at for walking into a keep, pouted, session over.
Who's going to give us a real breakdown of the last session that isn't sarcastic and going to result in character death? I mean, punishment. I mean, death. I mean, you're dead. Make a new character. Anyway, no, go ahead. Who's got something for me? Devere, Laurelin.
Well, we
Hey, Hungar. Hey, King Eric Gravestoval.
we discovered this sort of ruin out in the middle of nowhere, and some stupid people went wandering off into it and got themselves in trouble. And
I thought we weren't going to have the sarcasm.
That wasn't sarcasm.
and then some other stupid person sent his squire off by himself into the woods, and then we all got completely mashed, and then we realized then something happened. We were being toyed with. We were having this dream forced upon us by an entity whose name escapes me, that dwelt in that keep.
The Spider Demon Queen.
The Spider Demon Queen, yes. And it appears to have taught Devere a thing or two, because he seems to have mellowed a little bit as a result. That's all the important stuff. Now we've got on a boat and got over and met some witches.
About to,
yeah.
You know, it's that level of energy that you guys really put into bringing back the memories that make me keep going every month. Without those memories, I don't know.
Well, I don't write anything down like other people do. I just go from Devere's memories.
If I made it worth experience points, would that help? Would that encourage people to actually? No. Yeah, so you guys messed with the demon. You survived the demon. You challenged some knights. You figured out how to beat the knights.
Oh, yes.
You got on a swan ship. Devere shared a letter.
Mm-hmm. He did.
You got on the swan ship. The swan ship took you across the King's Lake to Ambria. And when you stepped out, the mother, the maid, and the crone were all standing there waiting for you. And a cat is about to die. So, yeah. That's where we left off. So, have we got anything they want to say before we start back up?
I thought my summary was all right.
I'm sorry, say again, please.
It's okay. I'm just chuntering to myself. I thought my summary was all right.
Yeah, it was all right. It was passable. It was pedestrian.
Yes, it was. Yes,
it was acceptable.
It was Devere.
It was delicious. It was delightful. It was Devere. There you go. So there we have it. So Cody, hurry up with your facial hair. You look almost normal again. Yeah, man. I'm beating you on the beard race, Cody. What's going on, man?
Well, I'm about to shave again, so.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm going to stay shaving for a while longer.
Well, I'm not going to join you in solidarity because mine was an accident. You're now making a choice. There is no solidarity on choices, only trade agreements.
Oh, are you and Cody having a beard race? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, yes. That's exactly what two grown men in their middle age are doing. We're having a beard race.
Well, you both lose to me.
Well, yes, but we can't beat that South Asian blood. I used to work, no jokes, before we started, I used to work with an Italian guy when I was a bartender. He was a waiter. He would come in the start of his shift, cleanly shaven, And then halfway through his shift, have to go to the bathroom and with an eraser because you'd see the 5 o'clock shadow growing as the day went on. It was insane how fast this guy's facial hair grew. Insane.
Wow.
And we were working in like high class place. So the manager would give him shit halfway through his shift. Why are you unshaved? He's like, I shaved before he came. So he's like, got an electric razor and he had to tidy up halfway through the day. Cody could wear a fake Gandalf beard. No, he could do like Cliff Clavin did in that episode of Cheers where they had the beard growing contest and he just glued a beard to his face. So when they pulled on it, it was real, you know. Anywho, so yeah, there we were. We were at... No, thank you, Neosarian, for being a member for 7 months. Remember, guys, your super chats in my channel only will give them rerolls or things like that, or you can introduce plot elements for higher amounts and things like that. So, you know, don't forget. But in the meantime, you have been standing in this swan ship that is pulled up to the dock. As I said, the maid, the mother, and the crone are waiting for you right there. And, oh, that's from John's channel. I don't care. Whatever. I'm not a member of my channel. Jeez, John. And I'd like to thank everybody who's viewing from Malachi's
the chats are all linked, aren't they?
Yes.
Yes. So they look at you, and one of them, the mother, you assume, the middle one, says, "Which amongst you is the wise man?"
That would be me, fair lady.
Step forward.
Oh, yes. I kind of make my way through to the front of the ship.
Long has been your journey. Perilous. Challenged. And now you find yourselves on the shores of Ambria. What can the sisters do for you?
Well, that is a good question. You see, I'm not quite sure. I was just told to come here by destiny, fate. Maybe it was you ladies who told me to come here. I was hoping you would have some answers for us.
One of their cats meows as it walks by. Because, you know, if you got an island of witches, there's going to be more than one cat there, for sure.
Yeah.
So, and then the woman who you rescued from the village of the crazy ladies steps up and she's like, sister, you have returned. You may go inside and be welcome. And she just sort of looks at you all and goes, good luck, and walks off. It is inconsiderate to arrive on our shore without a gift.
Oh,
you seek the wisdom of the sisters, yet you bring nothing?
A gift. Well, I seem to have forgotten that part. What is it you desire exactly?
What do you want? Now the cat's asking me for a gift. Did you by any chance bring a ringy bell ball or some crumply tinfoil devices? Those are often a great hit here on the island. Or perhaps you have a spell that creates a red dot they can chase. It is not our place to ask. It is your place to offer. Who educated you? Who was your master?
Well, see, I grew up in quite an uncivilized area. I have not.
And when you say that, the old woman goes, "Oh Lord, save us, a hedge mage. Self-taught magicians. You know nothing of the rules and laws of magic."
Well, I thought I knew something. But does anybody have any gifts, any offerings?
You're all sort of
Apart from my weaponry, all I have is some brass pieces.
We have no need of money. We have no need of weapons.
I quickly look around and I take out one of my empty ink quill bottles and I slice my wrist and let some blood drip into
Jesus H. Christ, what? So, okay. Before you slash your wrist As you go to slash your wrist, Esmeralda puts her hand over your vein, just looks at you like you're an insane person. You know, I am the Sirius, right? I see things. Do not give these witches your blood.
Well, do you have anything better to offer them?
Yes, I do. Okay. And so she just turns around and she goes, I am Esmeralda of the Rovers, the Jito. I am here to learn and become an apprentice under you. Until this moment, I have been the Sirius and Stars, but now I will join your ranks. And the old woman goes, acceptable. Approach, and then these other women come out of nowhere and take her away from you. Now, you must be hungry, you must be tired, and you must need rest. We will give you a place to sit and eat and drink, and when we are ready, we will come and take counsel with you.
Fantastic.
Do not waste our time, mortals.
Yes, we appreciate your hospitality, and we will see you when the time is right.
So these two men walk over, and so far they're the only men you've seen, and they have the blankest looks on their face that you've ever seen. Like they look like they're tuned out of reality, but they're armed and they look like guards. And they walk up beside you, and then they turn and they start stepping forward. And if you don't follow, they wait until you follow.
Well, I start following and signal to the others.
Yes.
Follow them along.
In Palladium, the greatest gift we would offer witches would be a stay of execution.
So Philip tags the back of your head when that comes out of your mouth. He just gives you like one of those. Quiet your mouth, Devere. They outnumber us, and they have the girl. Perhaps you can keep that tongue from prattling in those jaws for a while. And he hands you a piece of beef jerky. It is tough and flavorful. Chew on this. It will occupy your mouth.
Philip, you know the way to a man's heart, yes.
And I know the way to his ass, too, as he gives you a kick in the bum and then starts walking after the guards.
I'll take a bite.
Without any witches casting curses upon Devere, you get led to a nice, fairly well-appointed, open air, kind of like Romanesque style patio type room. And there's a table and there's water and wine and fruit and vegetables and cheeses. There's lots of stuff for you guys there.
Well, I take a seat and I start nibbling nervously on some of the snacks.
Philip starts voraciously stuffing food in his mouth and drinking wine quickly and going, no, we cannot waste our time. These are powerful women. We must make sure that we speak clearly. Wise man.
Is there no order by which people are served food? Surely Navri should be the first to...
Devere, for the love of gods and mightiness, shut your face. You're not in Palladium anymore, and this is not a place of high custom. This is an island of sorceresses. And if you don't want to end up a toad, mind your manners. Now then, Laurelin, I would suggest we determine as a group what we need to know, what questions we have, so that when they do come to talk to us, we do not waste their time. These witches are known to be impatient and petty.
Well, that would be prudent. I would say the first thing we probably need to ask is where we need to go next. My visions have led us here. But other than that, I'm not quite sure what we're doing.
Mind some specific information regarding our roles in this so-called prophecy that we are following.
That would be wise as well.
And to be honest, I could do with some binding of wounds as well. I appear to be in not the best of physical states.
And drink the wine. It has a curative quality to it, I'm discovering.
Then I shall. I'll take a glass of wine. Bottoms up, Philip.
You drink it?
Yes.
So what are you missing, SDC or HP?
Both.
Both? You get back 8 HP and 8 SDC.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
All right, we need to know why we're here, where we're going, and who we are. Is that what we're saying, Lorlan and Devere?
That
Basically,
sounds
yes.
pretty accurate.
Can you
Yes.
agree with that? What else do we need to know? It's all well and good that this one and that one talk, but the other three are like mutes. Certainly my friend Ethane has questions.
Nope.
None? I don't even know why I'm on this trip with you. I don't know what I'm doing. How come I'm here? I'm just an archer. And you have no questions.
Nope.
Bollocks! Poppycock! Very well, Iman. Navre, what do you want to know?
I would like to ask you how the wine is, good sir.
Delicious and curative. Now, what do you want to know from the witches, you fool?
From the witches? Where do they get this excellent wine from?
Blazes! Blazes! Lauren, you've assembled a group of lickspittles and lackwits.
I would remind you that I assembled nothing. This was all assembled by fate or some other source. I was merely playing out my part.
So sad. A group of heroes who are so busy thinking that they're not heroes and they do nothing, they just sit around blaming fate. Letting fate run your life gets you to a grave. You must be bold and ballsy. Step forward, grab it by the throat, choke it. Make it cough up what you want.
I tried that and kissed 2 demons. I'm done.
And you get to tell that story to your children one day, and then your grandchildren. I kissed 2 demons and I lived. What an amazing tale.
Well, if he survives this journey.
Survives this journey.
Oh, the next
Is it this miserable to be a knight? The 3 of you, Devere, Navarre.
No, it's glorious. It's glorious to be a knight, but we have decorum.
You're miserable. You're sad. You never smile. You never sing. You never dance. You never drink. You never partake of fun. You never jest. You sit around pontificating all the time about what I was.
I am drinking now, am I not?
Yes, it's a whole change of personality for you.
I danced with the Lady Ghislaine because it mattered. It was the right thing to do.
It mattered.
Yes, yes, we bonded. We bonded over a dance.
Did you now?
We did. I believe.
Is that what you call it?
Philip just looks at Navri. You ever seen a woman without her clothes, boy?
I'll just
The
look
answer
around
is
to
no,
make sure my
clearly.
father's not here. Yeah.
Aside from your sister, I'm sure the answer is no. Therefore, perhaps you need to live a little. Perhaps that's what you're here for, is to live.
That's why I'm with this bunch of lovely people.
Yeah, I'm part of this bunch, by the way, in case you forgot. One of you. I'm just the one who does things and causes problems.
You're not wrong there.
No, that's my job.
No. Your job is to question everything and wonder why you're here and act like you should be somewhere else. Meanwhile, the knight's job is to be up each other's asses and complaining and bickering and taking shots at each other. Lawrence appears to be just wandering randomly waiting for signs, and Gerhard, well, blessings upon him. I have no idea what he does because he never well speaks. We're on an island of witches, men. And
Does it not terrify you?
No, it makes me stiff like a ram.
It has the opposite effect on me.
That's because you are up your own ass.
Have you know that is physically impossible. But
Dead, yet you prove it daily. It's amazing. You are truly a miracle, Devere. What is your first name? What do we call you? Your mother doesn't refer to you as Devere, I'm sure.
you can call me Mr. DeVere.
I don't wish
Sir-
to call you
Sir
Mr.
Devere.
Devere. I wish to call you by your name.
Okay, Gerard DeVere.
Jerry. All right then,
No.
Jerry.
Gerard.
Gerard.
Not Jerry. I will not respond to Jerry.
That's all right. We can go back to Sir Rusty if you like.
I'll give Sir Devere a playful bump on the shoulder and say, "All right, Jerry."
I'm doing my best, Hungar. I'm channeling your chaos, man. I'm doing my best.
I'll have you remember, young Navri, it was you who showed cowardice.
I will have you remember, Sir Devere, that you're on an island full of witches and you're scared. Look at you.
I can't get that out of my bloody head at the moment. That is why I am how I am. I don't like it here.
We're doing it again.
What is he doing again?
He's getting
Like
riled up.
we can't sit around for more than 5 damn minutes without screaming at each other.
Yeah.
I'll take a plate of food and go and walk outside for a breath of fresh air to clear my
It's
head.
beautiful. The air is fresh. The breeze coming off the lake is fantastic. The sun is out. Birds are singing. Fish are jiving through the waves and glittering in the sun. It's beautiful. And yet it feels unreal to you, Devere.
It feels wrong. It feels very wrong.
It feels very wrong.
I'm grabbing some berries.
They're very delicious. Everything is delicious. Preternaturally so.
I don't know what that means, so I'm eating it.
Anybody got damage that they've taken that they haven't healed yet?
No, I've still got plenty to heal.
Yeah, well, because you said you took a plate of food.
Yeah.
You get back another 7 hit points and 11 SDC.
Oh, my SDC is back up to 19. And I'm up to maximum hit points. Thank you. Thank you.
So as you guys sit there and say nothing, you hear a gong ring somewhere in the distance. As you smell lavender and vanilla on the air. And 2 of those mute statue men come walking up, and they just sort of point their arms like this for you to follow them.
Well, seems dinner's over. Where's Devere?
Down by the lake sulking.
Well,
I'll turn around and run and go get him.
yes.
You find me staring out to the lake, just watching the nature.
Hey, Sir Devere.
Methane.
We have to go. The statue men are pointing in a direction. We got to go.
Do we? Very well. Very well. And I'll turn and follow you.
This place is weird.
I've been playing heroic so much I almost gave you karma for that. I was plus 25. That was funny. It was like, oh shit, we're not playing that game.
This place is more than weird. This place is more than weird.
So
I guess
you've noticed.
in the meantime, Navri will also grab a plate of food and a glass of wine, seeing as everyone else is chilling out a little bit.
So even though, does Navri need to heal any hit points?
Just some SDC. Hit points are okay.
You get back 9 SDC.
Nice.
You guys notice that Perrin is sitting with the Beastmen, and they're staying at the dock.
I'll go to the Beastman and say, you are welcome to. I have the honor of guarding my squire while I am busy.
So Perrin looks and goes, I guard him, Chevalier.
You got him, do you, Perrin?
He does not like it here. He wants to not go. So I said I will sit with him and keep him company.
Then he's wise. He's wiser than the rest of us. I'm tempted to join you, but it seems I must go.
We will be here. Do not worry. Chevalier, I will do what you do, and I will protect this man.
You are a brave, brave man, Perrin. At least you will be in a few years' time. Right now, you are a brave boy.
Who's breathing in their mic? Please be careful. One of you is breathing
Sorry.
really heavily into the mic.
Might
It's
be me.
okay. Merci, Chevalier. But I only live to exemplify your way.
That makes me feel better. I will smile at Perrin and then smile at the Beastman. And then head off to our meeting of sorts.
Okay. So you rejoin with the others, the statues that move, and they lead you guys into what you're assuming must be the Grand Hall. And sitting on the Grand Hall of the throne, essentially, is... Okay, let me break it down. Laurelin, she radiates magic as well as beauty and grace, but you can tell the beauty she radiates is magic. It's a glamour. Devere, she radiates corruption to you. She radiates, you just feel like she is a wicked woman, would be the way to describe it. Ethane, she's the most beautiful woman you've ever seen. Plain and simple. Navri, in the Zahiric faith, there is the talk of the whore. And the whore is one of the forebringers that brings about Gehenna, the destruction of the world and the end of all, and allows the adversary to take control of the world. The defeat of God Almighty, essentially. And you, for every ounce of your being, believe that this woman is the whore. This is what the whore must be, because she radiates that primal, animalistic, corruptive, sexual energy. And you can feel it pulling and tugging at you. Gerhard, there is one thing that you, Estradi, do believe is in the humility of men and women. No flashiness, no exposing of flesh. You know, the women, they wear those medieval head wraps and all that kind of stuff. Like the women are very chaste and the men are very proper. They don't brag. They don't ornate their armor. They don't do any of those things. It's all about being humble and humilitude in front of the, you serve God. You are nothing. God is all. And this woman is the exact antithesis of everything you've been raised to believe. She is like, for whatever choice Gerhard is making about his relationship with his order versus his relationship with God, you were raised to believe this is the type of evil only women can bring into the world. So that's what you're all seeing there. Philip, on the other hand, sort of elbows Laurel and goes, she's fucking hot, eh? That's what he does, because, he's Philip.
Fair ladies, thank you for the hospitality and the food and being gracious host. And hopefully we don't waste your time. But we do have a few questions for you.
We welcome you to Ambria. We hope that what we have provided for you makes you comfortable. We don't entertain guests often. We are knowing that you are on the Pendrick cycle. You are the wise man. Beside you stands the Knight Commander, the fallen Templar, the one between worlds. Then she looks at Philip, the trickster. You've never heard of a trickster before, Laurelin, in a Pendrick cycle. That's a new one for you. And then she looks at Ethane and she says, greetings, your lord. We are pleased that you are with us.
I blush more than that possible, just kind of stupid giggle.
Now, ask your questions
Do not trust their charms. Do not trust their charms, Ethane.
Shut up! I'm looking.
Ask your questions, and we will answer them honestly.
Well, to be honest with you, my ladies, my first question would be, what exactly do we need to do to complete this cycle? Where do we need to go next?
That is the only question you have.
That is just but one. Surely we can ask more than one.
Our sister in Brooker, the Witch Queen, has in her possession the crown of the High King. That, his sword, and his armor must be retrieved. We know only the location of the crown. The sword and armor are not known to us, though we are uncertain if they even remain still on Albana.
Well, that is most helpful and appreciated. And that kind of answers my second question. Does anyone else have any questions for the fair ladies?
Fair ladies? You see,
There's
fair
a lot of them
ladies?
here, and there's a lot of them that are pretty and don't feel magically pretty. They're just regular pretty.
We don't appear to be addressing the fair ones.
Sir Gerard de Vere, son of, and she says your father's name and your mother's name. You are both a credit and a hindrance to your title and your people. If it was not for the Palladiums, none of this would be. If it was not for the repeated times that your crown has desired the High King's throne and failed, plunging this island into darkness every time, you would not be here. Things to think about. That is the gift we give you. Will you continue the trend of Palabria, or will you break the chain and forge a new future? We cannot see. But we thank you for the deliverance of the Seeress of Stars. For now she will be eyes, and she will provide us knowledge of the future that we require to survive this, the final cycle.
I worry how you will put this knowledge into action.
We always serve Albana. Now, the rest
We
of
all get a gift?
you all get a question, and the gift is knowledge.
Wait, was that my question?
We will allow you to think a moment and ask the right question, young Thane Kirby.
Come back to me.
Navri Ishmatar, the one who walks between worlds, a knight of both Zahiric faith and the Pendric Reformation, a half-blood, Beshite, and Albaresh. What is your
How do you
question?
know all this of me?
It was written long before you were born. Your names have sat in our books for centuries. Our Seeress passed about 2 decades ago. But you have brought us the replacement, and we will continue to serve Albana with her knowledge. Now, was that the only question you had for me today?
Are there any great dangers along our path, should we continue on this path?
There is always danger on the cycle. While you pursue to revive the High King, your opposites pursue to stop you.
Our opposites? Okay.
Yes. There is a necromancer somewhere on this island, in his tower of bone and blood, assembling his own wise man, knight commander, fallen Templar, et al., to stop you.
Evil doppelgangers.
Opposites. Good and evil are difficult concepts.
Well, good is when you do good things. Evil's when you're a jerk.
From your perspective, young Thane. But
Yeah.
wisdom would tell you that those without your perspective might see some of the things you do as evil, and you would see some of the things they see good as evil. And you will need this knowledge, Lord. You will need wisdom.
Do not twist Ethane's words so you know they come from his heart. You know they come from a place of purity and honesty.
That means nothing.
Of course it means nothing. Look at yourselves. Corrupted, twisted, an abomination.
And that is why the Knight Commander is not the wise man. Fallen Templar Gerhard Bocht of the Astradi.
Yeah.
You have no questions for us? Like De Vere, are you so baked in your religion that you refuse to take gifts and help as it is presented along the way?
No. Just trying to understand my place in all this.
Me too. I guess
Then
you
ask
did that.
your question, Bocht.
Is it all the same like Philip says?
I do not know what Philip says. Perhaps you could elucidate me.
It all... What was that Philip said about, like, everything being part of the same thing, like the religion, the magic, and everything?
Ah, yes, boy. You talk of the united thought.
Yeah, that's it.
They know, but they will not tell you because it is not their place. He speaks true. It is not our place, it is his to bring you to that knowledge. But know this, every religion you follow, every religion you've been taught, has been corrupted by the touch of ambitious men. Some serving the darkness they profess to contest. The Western Star holds your answers, and the fallen Templar will rise anew. And now, my Lord Kirby, have you a question?
I've got many questions.
Then ask them, my lord. For you, we will put no limits.
Oh. Right then. Well, first want to add... No, that's not right. Well, first thing I want to ask is, what have you done with Esmeralda?
Esmeralda has joined us. She is being anointed as we speak. And she will now spend the remainder of her days here on Ambria, reading the stars.
So, openly I say, oh, that sounds great, but my face is as despondent as a jilted 12-year-old. Like, oh, okay, good. Well, then I guess the obvious question I have to ask, and I don't know if I want to know, is why am I on this if apparently we all have these roles? Nobody knows my role.
We know your role, my lord.
That doesn't help me. What is my role?
Answer this question. And I will
Got a question.
tell you. What is the purpose of the Pendrick cycle?
I guess to go round and round.
Pedantic, but fair. What is the end goal of the cycle? Ooh, Victor Gibson gets 1,000 points for a Thomas Dolby reference. Sorry, I've never seen someone refer to that song ever. So, well done.
I don't know. I honestly, I wasn't paying a lot of attention when people were sitting around talking about it.
Your purpose, Athane, is to learn wisdom, to learn intelligence, and to become that which you are meant to be.
That seems doable.
You have with you a wise man, a commander, a Templar, and a man between worlds, and yet you do not attempt to ask them for information. You tell me your brain does not know, and that is the end of your journey. Why have these counselors if you will not use them?
What?
Laurel Lockland, wise man of the cycle. Do you see what we are telling him?
I must admit, I'm a bit lost.
What is the purpose of the Pendrick cycle, Laurel and Lockland? What is the ultimate goal?
Well, I would assume it's to reinstate the High King.
And what happens when the High King takes his throne here on Earth?
We win?
Well, I assume there will be peace and prosperity amongst the land.
The High Father will bring his throne and the throne of the High King together. And for 1,000 years, God's radiance will shine across the land and all evil will be banished.
So you are saying that this peasant boy is the Messiah?
No.
The true king?
Ah. The Knight Commander sees that which the wise man does not. You, Athane Kirby, are the blood of the High King.
You.
Your ancestry is a skein. You are Albana. But you are not yet a High King. You are what you are currently, which is a peasant. You must ascend. You must learn. And you must be worthy of the throne. For dare you sit on it and not be worthy, Typhit wins.
That sounds like way too much work.
We have answered the questions as honestly and as truthfully as we can. Have you no more? We will consider this council adjourned, and you may spend the night on the island, but you must leave come the dawn.
I'm ducking down bacon.
I have one question. Do you know anything about the dwarf I see that's attached to my sword?
There are many magic swords in this world, Gerhard Bocht. Many magic swords. But that is not our story to tell. You and the sword will solve that riddle.
All right.
Now, if you'll excuse us, it is Sir Lumpykin's time to be fed. We will go.
Can you take my cat with you? You can't see her, but she's right there annoying the piss out of me.
This one was headbutting my knee.
When they usher us out, I am not going to take my eyes off of the hot chick in the center.
I don't see a hot chick. I don't get what
As you stare at her,
Pretty much, yeah.
you have this thing where suddenly you can hear her in your mind. Turn from this Turn now, for if you are not ready, you will destroy the world, Thane Kirby. And you're outside.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're all outside. You don't remember walking out, that's for sure. You're just outside now.
So
Sitting down.
we are to believe that a group of corrupt witches claim that this peasant is our true leader.
He is! They have said it. They have spoken true. Well,
Very well, peasant, lead us.
he's not our He will be the one to sit on the throne should we, as a group, guide him properly to this place.
Mm-hmm.
I will teach you of the united faith in the Western Star, but if your hearts are not open to it, there is no need for me to waste my words.
So tell us of this bloodline, young Kirby, this marvelous
No,
bloodline.
I don't want anything to do with this. Thought this was going to be fun.
You want to become a king?
I'm ready to just go through beastmen and crucifix priests and weird people that want to have sex with Lurlin just to get back home.
You all know what happened to the High King and his sons, yes? We have a festival every year at the Three Sisters to honor it, to maintain the peace of this island, because of the betrayal of the Palladiums. But we won't get into that. We know enough of that. But what you don't know is that there was a daughter. And before Escaine descended and degenerated into civil war and became what it is today, a wild land full of monsters and warlords and tribes and barbarians and beastmen and other things,
Kissing demons.
the daughter was taken out and brought to Isley, where she was married to the first king of the Kalethi, a farmer, a wise farmer who understood the pragmatic nature of everything. And their son was your great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. And
I was
all
never
these
told of
centuries-
this.
Because for all these centuries it has been hidden, Thane. Because if your identity were to be learned by the servants of the adversary, you would be hunted every step of every day. You have cousins, aunts, uncles, ancestors who were murdered by them. But they never got the trunk, only the branches. And you, my young lad, are the final acorn to fall from this mighty oak. If you die, the tree dies. And if the tree dies, Albana dies.
Because of a tree?
Yes, of course. It was a tree. Yes, that's what it was.
It sounds like a children's story just to keep me moving forward.
I think it's more of a metaphorical family tree.
Fine, they could have just told me they don't know, but okay, whatever. I'm here. She was cute, though.
And this is where I take my leave of you, brothers. There are things I must do. There are paths I must walk now.
Drink.
No. Now that you know who you are, I must prepare the way. I'm the prophet, after all. It's my job.
Hey, she said trickster.
Indeed.
Prophet, trickster, mischievous one. Call me what you like. Unlike you all, I embrace my role in this chaos so that we will bring order from it and save the world.
If you are the trickster, do we trust your words?
Do you trust her who called me the trickster?
No, I do not.
Then am I a trickster?
Maybe, yes. Yes.
It seems you have a conundrum, Sir Devere, but for me, I have a beautiful witch in a warm bed waiting for me, and I will see you all at the end of our quest. It's been a lot of fun. It's not often I get to be a rapscallion.
No wonder you're
Good luck,
embracing your role
Orlin.
so much.
Hmm?
No wonder you're embracing your role so much.
Once you embrace your role, you are free to do what you require without the fears of parents, ancestries, religions, knightly orders. You get to be, and that is why God made you, so that you can be. Good luck, Lorlan. You're going to need it.
Oh, I certainly will, and your company will be missed. By the way, Philip.
Oh, we'll meet again at the end of the road, I'm sure.
I hope so.
Seems Philip has given
Tomorrow?
in to temptation. Temptation from the devil himself.
Yes, of course. The devil himself is about to fillet me. It'll be wonderful. Good day, gentlemen. Good luck.
Fare thee
Grabs a
well,
bottle of
Philip.
wine and a loaf of bread, and he walks away.
What time of day is it? Is it evening?
It feels like it's still like midday, though you know it should be later than that. You kind of get, and as you sort of go, is it evening? You suddenly, the sky darkens, the stars come out. It's now suddenly evening. Look, your cat feels bad for you.
Suddenly, as in like genuinely suddenly.
Like, as in,
So I guess I'll look at Laurel and I'll say, that was fast.
Yes. Well, if you have learned nothing yet, that nothing is what it seems here, young Navri.
It seems there is magic everywhere on these shores.
Yes,
Why
this
would you
whole
leave them
island.
as soon as possible?
And we will in the morning. Whenever morning is. I'm going to sit on the ground and I'm going to look up to the west.
mm-hmm. Well, the western star is always the first star of evening. It is the brightest star in the night sky, and it sits in the west. It is a navigational point for many. It is the western star. Whenever it's depicted, it's always depicted with 8 points.
So this land of Bruca, do I know anything about it? Is it to the west?
Bruca is, I believe, give me a second. That's a good question. I think it is to the west. I just got to look at my map. Yeah, Bruca sits to the west. So here, this is general knowledge for you guys for sure, as people of Albana. So you are currently here, right here on this island. This is where you are right now, the island of Ambria. You started over here and have made your way up into this area and then across to the lake. Bruca sits here in the mountains. Bruca is a dark place, ruled by a witch queen from her city of night. The legends and tales talk of her breeding beastmen and demons together. She serves the adversary. She's the wife of the adversary. She's the daughter of the adversary. She seeks to usurp the adversary and become the queen of night. Tons of legends. The only people who really know anything about her or deal with her on a regular basis are those in Ire, which is the country, the kingdom below her. And they basically, fight her forces often.
The hags mentioned something about a necromancer on this island.
Are we all together, or do people go their separate ways?
So far, everybody's still together, from what I understand.
Hey, Sir Devere, I don't want to lug this around. Can you? I'll be back in a little bit. Can you just hold on to my bow, or just in case you guys move? I don't want to leave it on the ground.
Perrin, look after Thane's bow for him, please.
It's probably bigger than him, but okay.
It's a fucking Welsh bow. It's like 6 feet tall. Where are you going?
I'm heading. I'm walking around, just minding my own business. I'm actually looking to see if I can find any hint of Esmery.
Okay. Well, we'll see what that works out. But meanwhile, they're talking, so let's get back to their conversation. But noted.
Laurelin, you know anything of necromancy? You being a man of magic?
I am a man of magic indeed, but not black magic. That is not my forte, nor do I dabble in it. Though I know, all I know about it is legends and rumors. I've never met a true necromancer.
Should we do the right thing and deal with this individual if we can?
I think sooner or later we'll have to deal with him, whether we like it or not. Because
especially if he's assembling our opposites in the same roles.
Yes, Nabri speaks true. It seems that he will come find us.
Maybe
I concur.
Yeah.
But it seems Bruca is our next destination, and I've heard foul rumors of this place. Now, the question is, should we seek allies before we venture into Bruca, maybe some further information, or should we venture there alone?
Can we trust anybody around here? Can we trust do you believe what you've just been told?
Most of it.
I believe we'll attract less attention if there is less of us. But maybe backup would be wise. I mean, we know not the strength of the foe we're up against.
Well, we don't even know if she is a foe. After all, the rumors and legends might just be that.
Perhaps. Sir Devere, when you were looking at this woman, did you also get this sense that she was full of corruption and evil?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I cannot understand why others were so enamored by her. She was a hag. She was the worst.
I would go as far as to call her even worse.
Your eyes deceive you. She only appears as you want her to appear. It's all in the eye of the beholder, Sir Devere. Glamours have that effect.
I saw nothing but evil and death in her.
Because that's what you perceive from her. Well, it seems we have a couple of options. We can either head to Bruca directly, or we can go to the kingdom south of Bruca and see if we can figure out some more information for venturing into this unknown land.
Shall we see what the one-day king prefers?
I do not...
I mean,
are you referring to Lord Kirby?
Yeah, well, I mean, he needs to have some practice in decision-making, does he not? We don't have to do as he says, but let's put him on the spot. See if he comes up with something remotely sensible.
Well, where's he gone off to anyway?
Meanwhile, what a perfect cut point. Thank you, young man. You're walking around. It's getting darker. Night is starting to fall. And then Esmery is walking beside you. Like she just stepped out of a path and she's suddenly walking beside you.
Oh, hey, you're okay.
Of course. Why would that not be okay?
Everything
This
here
is my destiny.
So you want to stay?
Want has nothing to do with destiny. I am obligated.
Well, Okay.
Why are you sad, Etaine? Why does this make you sad that I'm fulfilling my destiny? Why?
I hear that word used a lot when people are forced to do things they don't actually want to do.
I am not being forced to do anything. It is my purpose for coming on this journey. Your goal was to get me here, and now I am here.
It wasn't. Oh, okay. Yep. All right. Well, if
I want to show you something. Come.
but I gotta get back. Okay.
Hey, we'll wait. And she takes your hand and she leads you down a path through some woods and trees and what have you, and brings you into this beautiful glade. And as you step into the glade, the clouds pass over the moon and it just fills with moonlight. And it's probably the most serenely beautiful place you've ever seen in your life. And you're just sort of like, ooh, it's nice. And you hear a rustling beside you. And when you turn and look, she has removed all of her clothing.
Wait. What? Ethane is straight up like he doesn't know what the hell to do.
She clearly knows what to do and just begins undressing him. And unless he plans to run away, we will say fade to black.
Hold on. I am going to roll for this one because this is a tough one for in my thoughts on Ethane. And I got a 1. I am staying, baby.
Fade to black, and we will fade to black on that. The rest of you are provided rooms for the night if you want them. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to sleep outside under the moon if that's what you want to do.
I will take a room.
Oh, I'll take the room if they're being so kind to provide it.
A beautiful feather bed. It's nice. It's cool. It's a good night for sleeping. It's really good. Anybody not taking advantage of the room?
Apparently.
Devere. Yeah. So Bakht and Navri. Woo! 5 rerolls for the player, +1 for the Beastman. Thank you, Law Dog. That's very kind of you, sir. Appreciate that. Woohoo!
Thank you, Law Dog.
Legend Law Dog.
Seriously. Fucking legend. So the rooms are beautiful. They're nice. And 5 memberships just gifted by Law Dog. Let me see who got those. Give me a quick second. I want to take a look and see what I shall see. YouTube, you're slow. But
Wait, just to clarify, is that 5 in the player pot or is that 1 per player?
One per player plus Beastman.
1 per player. 5 rerolls for the players +1 for the Beastman. So you each get 1.
Cool, just checking. Thank you.
Is what it looks like. Or you can put them in a pot and just have them there as a bunch of rerolls. I don't know.
Not getting anything. You need to go
your
away.
gifts to do with what you as you please. So Todd Clark, Troll King 99, the Esoteric Order of Nerdity, Longshot, Mar Hockman, and I've all been gifted memberships by Law Dog. Thank you kindly, sir. It's very, very generous of you. Appreciate it immensely. Then thank you for waiting for a natural pause. So, where's Devere going to sleep?
Out under the stars, on the edge of the lake.
So as you sort of sit down to sleep, you glance over at the dock and you see that the Beastman, basically, Perrin is sitting in the Beastman, like into him, like, you know, like that. And the Beastman's just put his arms around him and the little boy's clearly gone to sleep, warm and safe. You, on the other hand, it's a nice night. Are you sleeping in your armor too?
No, I will take off my armor. I'll do it myself, seeing as Perrin is comfortable. Has the Beastman? I mean, if the Beastman sees me, I will nod, and
He gives you a little like that. You know, yeah, I acknowledge you. I'm still not getting off this dock, but I acknowledge you.
Yeah.
You know.
and
And
then, I'll take my armor off and just lay down under the stars.
put your cloak down and lay on your cloak, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So eventually you'll just drift off to sleep. You dream of battles. You dream of war. And at first, you dream of the battle of the 3 sisters and the death of the High King and his sons. Then you dream of Vortigern's rebellion, and you find yourself amongst his troops in a land on the continent, fighting against the Regency and against the continent. And then you find yourself in a battle you don't know, and you're older. And you and Navri are side by side, fighting hordes of black knights with red eyes and ichor leaking through their armor. And you wake up, and it's dawn. Laurelin, what do you do for the night?
I'm sitting down on the ground, leaning up against the keep or castle or whatnot,
Sure.
looking off to the west, and I'm actively trying to have like a vision or something.
So you're peeling back the eye?
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay. You see everything for what it is in this gray, stormy light that you see things in. The island has color, but the trees are not as beautiful. The building is in disrepair. The dock is broken. The boat is a raft. Things like that. It's not, the glamours are removed for you at this point in time. You see it for what it really is. And as you stare to the west, you see the western star twinkling, and its 8 points getting brighter and brighter, as if it's calling to you, and as if it's imploring you to come westward. And then you see in the mountains the fires of Bruka, a city built within the caldera of an ancient volcano, but it looks like there's magma and lava and industry and activity and an army being built. And as you sort of realize you're staring at all that, suddenly and it's dawn, and you've spent the whole night experiencing this vision. Okay, everybody calm down about fucking Ethane's dick, please. Dear God.
Sorry.
Bakht and Navri, you sleep like babies. Probably the best sleep you've had in ages. Certainly the best sleep you've had since you've started this crazy quest. You feel refreshed in the morning. You feel good. If you have any wounds left over, they've healed. You feel fantastic, and you dreamt of things that made you happy and felt good. But eventually dawn comes for everybody, and you hear the gong, and wherever you are, the men that are statues come and beckon you back to the place where you first went, where there was a table. And when you get there, there is a table full of food for you, tea, wine, what have you, all set out.
How do I wake up?
Yes, you, on the other hand, wake up warm, pleased, happy. She is dressing and basically is, smiling at you.
But before she goes, it's hard to do this as a thing. Thank you. I mean, not for this, but thank you for.
She just puts her hand on your mouth. You will be the king of Albana. And then she puts her hand on her stomach. And he will be the king of the world.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
And then she kisses you, and she leaves.
There's Philip now. I just sit there because I'm confused. Yeah, exactly.
One of the statue men shows up and sort of just points, waiting for you to get your ass in gear and follow.
Okay. I'll probably forget to put my shirt on and put it on backward or something. And
and that's how I met your mother. Exactly.
But they never got the birds and bees talk of how everything works.
If you remember, Ethane
got a little boogie woogie at the.
Yeah, he was capable before he just blurted out stuff. This is a different attitude with him.
So you join the others for breakfast with your backwards tunic, and Ethane has this look about him that is like the weirdest thing you've ever seen, Laurelin. He looks content and happy and confused as fuck. And he just seems to like waffle as his thoughts are going through his head between happy, what the fuck, happy, what the fuck. Like, it's really interesting to watch him. He's currently, you can tell, wrestling with something in his mind.
Yeah,
but
there
you all are with food. Go ahead.
I would think it's prudent for us to go to the border south of Bruka and see what we're getting into.
What other options do we have?
Well, we could go straight into the lion's den.
Probably demonic lions.
Are we not ill prepared at this moment in time?
Have we been prepared at all ever?
No.
Not really.
I suppose not, but we have just learned of these foes, and we don't know anything about them other than that
That's
they
why I'm
exist.
suggesting go to the kingdom south that
Yes.
opposes this kingdom and learn some more information about them and what we are getting into.
A wise idea from the wise man. Okay, you have my vote.
That might not be a bad idea.
What do we know about the kingdom to the south of them?
Well, I hate to admit, I do not know much about them other than they have been fighting Bruca for some number of years.
Didn't we just come from the south?
You came from the southeast. He's referring to the southwest.
So is this an example of the enemy of our enemy is our potential friend?
Potentially.
Anybody educated amongst a lot of you?
Oh, God.
I mean, I'm educated in
My IQ is 10.
No, I mean,
smart.
any of you have lore Albana or anything
Yeah.
like that?
Okay.
Okay. Steeped in ancient traditions and the old ways, Air is a forest-covered hilly terrain that often experiences strong mists and fog. The central large forest is known as the Misty Woods, from which the Mistweir River spills. Ifrani and Albaresh mix perfectly here to create an incredibly unique culture where legends of Fae inhabiting these lands abound. Most make their living as foresters, miners, and along the coast as fishermen. The King of Ire is a good if somewhat lenient man. The law is maintained by mayors who control the 4 cantons of Ire. The flag of Ire bears a unicorn just to indulge the magical fantasy of the Irish. The Irish, as a mix of Aglish and Kalish, with strong Afani tribe spread around the wilds. Ospley, one of the 4 cantons of Ire, has all but fallen to the beast folk invaders out of the mountains of Brooklyn to the north. That's what you know.
Okay.
Do you tell
What
us
say
this?
you, Sir DeVere?
Hmm?
What say you, sir?
Well,
Does this sound like a sound plan to you?
if the Irish seem to be are as is stated, then they could be excellent allies. And if not, I think we lose nothing. It makes sense.
Exactly my thoughts. Well, I say after we finish our breakfast, we see if we can take another one of these boats and head for Aya.
I agree. Let us eat our fill and let us get off this accursed island.
Oh,
I
I
and
agree.
I
I
ate
agree.
crazy fast.
Thane, your shirt's on backwards.
Huh? I like it this way.
Where did you go last
Law
night?
Dog, you got it right. That's how you spell Brooke. Well done, sir. Okay, listen. Will you call them the Irish? All right, just so that we can get rid of all the fighting Irish jokes right now. So instead of calling it ire, we'll call it air. And we'll put the emphasis on the first syllable, and we will call them the Irish, just to remove the jokes that will not end.
Okay.
Not
Where
really
did you go last
something.
night, Thane? You just sort of wandered off.
I had to think.
Keep going. I can hear
What
you.
were you thinking about? Which way around to put your shirt?
You know what?
Clearly not.
I'm just gonna go. Perrin, where's my bow?
Perrin, bring him his bow. Hand it to him backwards.
I just snatch it when he.
Is at the dock with the beast man and not there to answer your becks and calls.
I will head down to the dock to fetch Perrin.
No matter what, I'm storming out, not like angrily, just like I gotta go. And I'm gonna grab my bow and while waiting for people to show up and figure out what we're doing, I'm just gonna practice a few shots.
Make sure you point it forwards. Arrows go that way.
Hey, how about Sir DeVere? Can you stand next to that tree? Here's an apple.
No.
I love how every time I put you guys at a table, you pontificate for 15 minutes. I put you at a table, I go to throw a cup of coffee out, and you guys are like, I need the GM now. Fucking jerks. Perrin is not leaving. He's staying with the Beastman.
Well, if I know where he is or if Sir DeVere is leading, I'm just going to go there. Ultimately, my goal is to get the bow. That's it. Just so I'm back to, and then then practice a little bit.
So you're shooting trees?
Yeah.
Okay. So while you guys are eating and you're shooting trees, after the third arrow, something slaps you in the back of the head.
Ow!
And you turn and there's a green woman with hair of leaves standing there. And she's got her hands on her hips defiantly. And she just listens. She goes, that's what that feels like. That's what that feels like when you shoot the wood into the tree like that with the metal on the tip. You like it?
No.
She slaps you again. That's
Stop
two.
it.
There's a third one. You want the third one?
No.
Then stop shooting the trees.
It's just okay.
They live. They breathe.
I think you're going a little far with the breathing.
She slaps you the third time.
Stop it!
You stop.
Fine, I'll stop.
Good. A true king knows wisdom. Learn. And she walks away into the tree.
What just happened?
So, DeVere, Perrin is like not leaving the dock.
Is the Beastman coming with us?
Nope, the Beastman is not leaving the dock.
Do you not want some breakfast, Perrin?
I will eat on the boat, and when we leave, I will eat, Chevalier. But you know that this place is so much the place of corruption and evil and witches, and I will not go near it. I will remain innocent. You are older. You are wise. You can see through the illusions.
Maybe, Perrin, you are really the wise one here.
Or I am scared, and that bothers me that I feel fear because a true knight does not fear.
Perrin, I shall stay here with you and wait for the others to arrive. I have already had some breakfast.
The Beastman just looks at you and he's like, "Go back, boy, safe."
Would you like me to bring you some breakfast?
No.
Perrin.
Nothing here can I eat.
What about Perrin?
I am good, Chevalier. I have some cheese in my bag that I've been holding on to from the roadhouse.
Oh, very well. Very well.
Miss Polly gave me nice cheese.
Oh, that's good of her. Well, we shall be departing soon anyway. We're heading to Aya, I believe. I'm hoping to sample the local brew when I get there. I believe it is called Guinness.
With a lick of love, you get that. I think it's called Kill Gerard is the name of the local brew. Kill Jerry, that's what it's called. All right, so you guys are back at your table. I'm going to have my cup of coffee, role play, and Ethane, you're either staying out in the field wondering why trees are hitting you or going back.
I'll grab my arrows and beeline is whatever that means towards Laurelin.
Okay.
I'm just sitting at the table, casually eating my breakfast.
Can we go?
Is your shirt on right?
No.
You must learn patience, Lord Kirby.
I just got slapped by a tree. This place sucks.
That's what happens when you shoot at magical trees. See, another lesson learned.
I can't swim in the water. I can't walk in a building. I can't shoot a tree. What can I do?
Well, you have to know what lakes to swim in and what trees to shoot and what trees not to shoot.
Do you have a list?
No, you just have to use your perception. It's called wisdom, experience. And you're gaining it. through all these lessons?
Very slowly, it seems.
No, quite quickly, I would say.
Just sitting down.
Well, we shall see.
So I'll quickly whisper to Sir Devere, like, how is he a lord? What are those people talking about?
Yeah, I do not. I do not get it all myself. Anyway, I mean, both of us saw nothing but devilry and corruption. I do not trust them. I do not trust them. But maybe there is something in Philip's words. But was Philip corrupted? After all,
No, I think it would be fair to say that if we are not to trust them and they said Philip is the trickster, then they obviously must be lying to us.
Maybe. Did you dream last night, Avery?
What the?
Oh, I didn't dream, but I tell you what, I slept like a log.
I did.
Best night's sleep I've had since we started this journey.
Good.
Dreams. What dreams did you have, Devere?
I dreamt of nothing but battle. Battles past, battles present, and battles future. Navri and I, it seems, are to stand side by side against hordes in black. Evil hordes. At least it means something. At least it means we have a future. We shall fight together.
I do like the sound of that, Sir Devere. Maybe not the hordes necessarily, but us fighting together in battle does sound very good.
Yes. Make sure you find your courage then.
Yes, well, I think we'll have many battles ahead of us. As he's finishing up his breakfast, pull the table out, put my cloak on, grab my staff. I think we should make our way to the docks and then hopefully to Erie. Or Ire, whatever it's called.
Air. No, air. It's all around you.
Yes, let us go.
So as you guys get up, start heading towards the boat, you see the maid, the mother, and the crone, and Esmeralda waiting for you.
My ladies, here to see us off.
So Esmeralda speaks for them. Here to give you one last guidance. The boat will take you north, over the King's Falls, and to the shore. There you will meet an ally who waits for you. Your journey to Ayr will not be straight line.
Very well. I accept this course, as I've accepted my course thus far. And we appreciate the hospitality.
They are forcing us to go in the opposite direction.
For good reason, I assume. Now get on the boat.
I mean, we are meeting up with an ally.
And you trust them?
Better to wait and see than to trust blindly.
It seems we do not have much of a choice otherwise, Sir Devere.
No, it seems we do not. Come, let us make ourselves comfortable on the boat. Perrin and the Beastman are down by the dock.
Well, you guys are
They're
right at
safe.
the dock. So
Yeah.
as you turn to walk towards the boat, Esmeralda reaches out and grabs your hand, Athane, to stop you for a second.
I can't look her in the eye.
It's okay. She leans in closely. She gives you a kiss on the cheek, and she whispers in your ear, know that this is real, and that the love we have made will be real. Return to me. And then
without even like thinking, he just looks at her straight in the eye. I will. Not even sure why he said that.
She just smiles, and then they leave. So you guys just see Athane standing there looking at them as they're walking away, and, he's not getting on the boat yet.
Wistfully.
Well, you always sees the back of his head.
Oh, okay.
I'll go over
Come
and
then, boy. seems you have a lot to learn if you are to become a king, a lord.
Huh?
We have a lot to teach you.
We have a cycle to ride. Let's go do this.
And with that, you guys get onto the swan boat. The beast man is there, as is Perrin. And Perrin looks at you and he goes, Esmerée, she not come with us, Chevalier?
No, it seems she has found her. She's found her calling in life. This is to be her life now, I'm afraid, Perrin.
I hope she is happy, but I have a sad.
Me too.
Yes.
The boat heads north past the island, taking you up that big lake, the King's Lake. At the far end of the King's Lake are falls. The falls are known as the King's Falls. And what you know about them, Laurelin, is that they basically, twice a day, reverse. And the lake drains, and then a few hours later it comes back and the falls reverse and the water comes up back into the lake, filling the lake. As you are sailing, you realize the water is going down and you're in the lowering of the tide. And when you get to the falls, you're not sure what's happening, but this boat is going straight for the falls that are currently rushing out of the lake, falling, like waterfalls normally do. And at the last moment, as you guys are like, well, I think we're about to die, it crests and follows the water and sails down into the channel that is the channel of Drail that reaches up into the north, and then begins heading for the shore. We will take a quick break, let you guys all do bio breaks, grab drinks, do whatever you need, and be back in 5 minutes, please.
Hokey cookie.
All righty.
Be careful about sleeping like a log. A Fane might shoot you. That's funny.
Well, I was going to say sleeping like a baby, but babies don't sleep soundly at all, so...
I woke up 3 times crying and I pooped myself. Great sleep.
The inside talking with the witches, that was actually the hardest role playing for me because I wanted to do things so differently than how I envisioned Athane doing stuff. And I'm just like, okay, we could find this out. Let's get this. And then, of course, I was reading Law Dog's questions too. I'm like, he's spot on. These are the kind of things I want to know about. I'm like, Thane is he's just like riding a tide, man. I was like, and I hate it. I enjoyed, that conflict there, but like, I want to know more things. I want to actually ask some real questions. And
well, don't know what to tell you there, Bubba.
oh, it was fun. I had to keep checking myself.
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah. You're not John. You're not John. You're not John. You're Athane. But I'll be right back. I'm going to turn on my ceiling fan and get something to drink.
No worries. Well, now that they're all gone, let's talk about them, shall we? I don't know what Jam, Eason, and Butch Mills are, so you guys see if you have a good time, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what you guys are talking about. So just saying hi to everybody. We got 7 people from Legion of Myth watching, 4 from GM Cody, 21 from my channel, and 3 from Ye Old Geek. So hi, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you're having fun. I'm invested in this group. I need to see this to the end. Exactly. When anyone says Bruca, do nearby horses panic? Well, there have been no panic horses around to answer that question, but if there's a joke in there, I'm clearly missing it. Just got home. Any combat this session? Not yet, Tim. I'm here and on the other channels, LOL. Nice. Be sure to hit like on everybody's channel, just to offset the crazy that we deal with on a regular basis with our YouTube channels. Nya, nya, nya. Frau Bulcha. I don't know what that means, but thank you.
Frau Bruca is from Young Frankenstein.
Oh, Blucha. Blucha. I will tell you the truth. I've never seen Young Frankenstein. I know, the baby Jesus wept. I know.
It's a good movie. I highly recommend it.
I'm sure it is, and the problem is I've seen most of the good jokes already over the years, so never felt the need to sit down and watch the movie, but I should, and I will.
Puts the candlestick back.
Would you like to go for a roll in the hay? Roll, roll, roll in the hay. Yep. Yeah, what knockers? Why, thank you, Doctor.
Okay. Get it out of your system.
First movie I ever saw. Young Frankenstein.
First movie I remember seeing was Ghostbusters.
First movie I remember seeing was Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
Oh, that's a good one.
At the drive-in.
First film I saw at the cinema was Empire Strikes Back.
You guys are also fucking young.
Oh, wait a minute. I also saw The Great Mouse Detective in theaters.
I saw Star Wars, Empire, and Jedi all in theaters. I saw Blade Runner, Dune, Back to the Future, Teen Wolf. Like, I was a cinema guy when I was in high school and in college. I would go see like 2-3 movies a week because it was cheap.
Yeah.
Hello.
And the movies were good.
Yeah.
1984, man, best movie in cinema history. Best year, sorry, in cinema history.
Can't argue with that.
If you look up movies released in 1984, people, it'll blow your mind how many classics came out that year. I saw Battlestar Galactica in the theater because I was in Canada and it got released and we went to see it at the drive-in. Now, I don't go see movies in theaters anymore. I'm not paying that money to sit through that garbage.
Even the matinee Tuesdays and so forth are overpriced.
Yeah. Well, there's a place we go that their matinee is like $5 and their weekend price or their regular price is $10. But even then, it's like, there's nothing I want to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. Especially with how quickly things get to streaming.
The last movie I saw in the theater was Dune 2.
Oh, Rise of Skywalker.
And I left disappointed. You know, I was like, meh. Wasn't as good as the first one.
Which one came out first, Rogue One or the number 8?
It went Force Awakens, Rogue One, Last Jedi.
Okay, so
Solo,
Last Jedi is the last movie I saw in a movie theater back in Germany.
Cool. Well, now that we got that out of our system, shall we get back to the game? I think we shall. So, just to give you guys, again, the lay of the land of what happened and where you went. So, you were here, then you were here, then you took the boat to here, and now you've taken the boat up here. It's dropped you through the falls, and it's bringing you to the shore. So, you've got the Arain Highlands, but you've also got the Kingdom of Drael up here. You've got the the hinterlands. You've got the highlands to your west and Bruca there, and this is your ultimate goal is down here, probably the capital city of Druin. But
that's a long walk.
Here. This game is better than a movie. Well, thank you, Law Dog. That's, you know what? It's got a great cast.
Trail.
So,
we made
not
it.
quite. But as you basically are pulling up towards the shore, you see something which none of you have ever laid eyes on before, but all of you have heard stories about. And for some of you, it may put a little fear in your hearts about what you see. For others, it might not. For the Estradi, you never saw one, but the first wave of your people to the islands did. And you have a strong fucking feeling of there is a long ship sitting there with its dragon head at the front. This is a longship of the Draelish. The Draelish are not Albaresh. The Draelish are not Albani. The Draelish are Rashmani. They are from Dain. And the Rashmani are the rowing men. They are the raiders that would come up and down the shores. They, Dain, which is one half of their ancestry, are believed to be the last of the high blood, last of the high men left in the west, and they live on their island of Dain as the Sea Lords of Dain. North of them are the Skjoin, and the Skjoin are mixed of Danishmen and giants, the sons of Ular. And they are big fucking people. Well, the Draelish are Rashmani from Skjoin who came south, raided into Albana, took over the Ifrani tribe there, kind of bred their way into them, and created the Draelsmen. And the Draelsmen are the biggest people on the island of Albana. They are, for lack of a better term, they're Vikings. They are big men. And big women. Not one of them is under 6 feet tall. Not a one of them, unless they're a child, is under that height or has had their legs cut off. They are big, boisterous, blonde and red-haired and pale-skinned and magnificent beards with braids and bells and what have you. And what the Ostrati learned, the fiercest fucking warriors you ever fought. As your ships were attempting to invade Drael, their longships were sailing up alongside, and as they were sinking your ships, their men were jumping onto the ships and killing as many Ostrati as they could before the ship went down, and then laughingly swimming back to their longships. Like, they are renowned for being insane. And as you guys are in the swan boat pulling up, you see standing at the head of the dragon thing, and you can smell oak and cedar and tar coming off from them, as well as like a weird musky perfume scent. And Devere, you can smell ale on that wind as well, by the way. You see an extremely large, blonde, braided man who's like, "Oh!" and he's waving at you guys. And the boat is heading towards them. The beast man looks nervous. Perrin steps behind Sir Devere. What are the rest of you doing?
Well, this cannot bode well.
Weren't we told an ally to the north?
We were, and he is hailing us. Is this our ally? I think we hasten towards him.
Yes, and if this is our ally, I think we may have a good ally.
So as you wave back, so Thane just starts waving back. You see him laughing, and he's like doing this. Regular group reroll for the entertainment better than any TV movie studio can produce. There you go, guys. Thank you so much, Sergeant Dan. And again, thank you, Law Dog, for the extra $2. And you guys got another reroll in your pool. So you're now sitting on 6 extra rerolls. Hopefully we'll get to a point where you need to roll dice and you'll remember they exist when you fail. Because you tend not to in those moments of those things. You go, I missed.
Yeah.
You forget you have a bunch of rerolls people have bought for you. Who's keeping track of them all, Cody?
I've written how many I have on my character sheet.
I've got them written down.
Oh, you got it, Cody.
Well, we had. Did we put all the rerolls in a pool, or has everybody got them individually?
Well, I've got 2 that I've got stored up from previous sessions. But
Yeah, MVP ones are not in the pool. MVP ones are individual, but the ones that people are buying, unless they say specifically it's for X, they're in your pool.
Yeah, we've got a pool of 6, haven't we?
Okay, so we got 6.
You got 6 in the pool? All right.
Yep.
So basically, your swan ship pulls up, and as it gets close, you guys all realize it's not a swan ship anymore. It's just a raft. As it bumps across side, this big blue-eyed beast of a man is looking down at you all, and he just goes, "Yeah, braver than I thought. Just came all the way on that." And they say, "We're the crazy ones." And he throws a rope over to you guys. "Come on, we're waiting."
Yes, we appreciate the assistance. And I grab the rope and hand it off to a Fane.
All right, I climb. I look at him like, what the? Oh, fine, I'll climb up.
All right, so as you get up to the top, he grabs your hand like that type of thing, and he just sort of pulls you right over the side of the thing. He is a very strong man, that's for sure. And they're just going to help each of you up as you come up.
Yeah,
I'll
wait until the rest of them get up, and then I'll follow behind.
And then, like I said, there's a whole whole bunch of these guys standing around this long ship, and they are like, intense looking fellows. Very intense looking fellows. I made a mistake. He does not have a beard. I apologize for that. I made a classic blunder. I forgot that he does not have a beard.
I'll step forward and say, Sir Gerard de Vere, do we have the honor of knowing your name?
Lars, do you have any wine?
We do not. We have stories.
Actually, I do. I've been saving it for a special occasion, but this seems like as good of occasion as any.
And as you hand him the wine, he takes all the bearded guys, just go, like, they just look annoyed. And he's like, he says in whatever their language is that you don't understand, he's like, and they're like, and one of them goes, you're always putting on the airs like you're one of them, civilized. Drink ale like a real man. My friends don't like that I like wine and I keep my face smooth, but I am a civilized man, short hair, smooth face. I use a sword, not an axe, and I drink wine because it is delicious and what kings do. And he chugs your wine and hands it back to you. We have been hired to take you up to the port, and then from there you are to be taken to Air. Is this true?
Yes, that was going to be our destination, and we appreciate the assistance, good sir.
Who are you all? If you have secrets, they are yours to keep, but I want to know why we have been hired to bring you. Who are you?
Oh, well, I am Llewellyn Lockwald, magician, wizard, soothsayer, prognosticator.
I don't know what half those words mean, but they sound good.
And here we have Sir de Vere, Sir Navri, Ishmatar.
He reaches over and he literally takes his thumb, Navri, and just goes like this on your skin. Where are you from, brown man?
Have you never seen one of my complexion before?
Nay, your skin is like you're born in the sun.
Aye, yes. I'm from a land where there is a bit more sun. Are you jealous? Do you like it?
I turn bright red in the sun. Trust me, I'm very jealous. And he slaps you on the shoulder and almost takes you off your feet. And the rest?
Yes, as I'm saying, this is Gerhard Bott and the young Athane Kirby.
He just looks at Bocht.
I kind of look up at him.
Yay.
What?
Yay, Estradi, huh?
Yeah.
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 You fought well, your people.
We did.
But your heavy armor was shit in the waves.
I can agree with that.
And he looks at Athane. You're not like them.
What does that mean?
Oh, wizard, knights, brown man. Hello, I am little man.
I'm going to slap the thing in the back and go, he's the king.
You're king? King of what?
He's going to be the king.
The king
He's
of what?
king of nothing. Shut the fuck up.
They make jokes.
I throw my staff into Gerhard's gut.
Oh. So he sort of looks at you, cocks an eyebrow, and goes, well, on this ship, I'm captain, your highness. So with your permission, we'll get underway?
Yes, please.
Aye, Skipper.
Talking to the king. Manners. Civilization is built on them.
Yeah, yes, aye, Skipper, Captain, sir.
He slaps you on the shoulder, and unlike the bigger knight, you're like, because he hits hard, and then he just turns around and he starts barking in their language, and then the rows.
Why'd you do that?
And they start rowing north.
Ithane, now's the time to develop a taste for wine.
What?
After all, are you not a king? Kings drink wine.
I drink wine. I have no problem with wine. It's just usually they drink it out of sissy cups.
Well,
I pass over my wine flask to Sir de Vere, and as I'm doing that, I put my other hand very not so nicely on Gerhard's neck and bend over to him into his ear. there are some things that we do not share with strangers. And Fane Kirby's lineage is one of them. Understand?
Completely.
Good. Good.
This is your captain. A big, blonde brute of a man. Just so you know.
And you said he's the only one without a beard.
The only one without a beard. The rest of them all have beards with braids, and they've got long hair with braids, and they all look like they're crazy, right? And none of them have swords. They all have axes. Except for him, you see like he's like near his, the post, there's a big two-hander, like an insanely big hander just leaning against the thing. And all the other guys just walk around it and pay no attention to it, but it's clearly his sword. As you guys basically just keep heading up the Draelish Channel towards the North Sea. The mountains here are beautiful. Like, they're the highest mountains on Albana. They're basically they're not, being a Strati, you've seen mountains in the east, Gerhard, that are far more impressive and larger, like the Silverhorns and stuff. But these are pretty impressive mountains, to say the least. There are some of them that are snow-capped. You have that in the UK up towards Scotland, don't you? You have some high mountains that get the snow cap and stuff like that. Yeah. It's that kind of stuff. It's like, think of the biggest mountains in the UK, and that's what you're dealing with, is size for mountains. So they're not like the Alps or anything, but they're pretty impressive. Okay. Especially for you southern Albanish, Alberish. Those are like, ooh, those are big mountains. And as you basically keep heading up and along, they start singing as they're rowing. And there's one guy just hitting a drum, hitting this rhythm that they're rowing to, but they're singing a song that matches the rowing. You don't understand it, but every now and then they start laughing at some part of it. So it must be a very, very, entertaining song.
Is it some sort of like sea shanty?
No, it doesn't sound like a sea shanty. It sounds like a up and down the coast raiding, pillaging, and raping song is what you're getting the vibe from on it. And at one point, like, one side will sing one verse, and then the other side will shout the part back to them and stuff. And it's really like you're dealing with people that are like nobody you've ever met on this island in your lives. And at some point, Lars comes over to the bunch of you. They've got you set up towards the back where a thing, and he comes back and he's like, "We have a storm coming, a big one. Not natural. The eye of the devil is on us.
Make sure the boy is safe."
Boy? What boy?
Perrin.
He's just like looking at you like he has no idea what you're talking about. Perrin's standing right there.
My squire.
He looks down and goes, "Oh, the little man."
Yes, the boy.
He just puts his hand on your shoulder, and it's like, he's like, "There are no boys in Drael. There are men and there are women, and that's all they'll ever be."
Perrin, you are a man now.
Okay, Chevalier. He's terrified of this giant.
At that, I hand Perrin the wine flask.
He hands it back.
Hit him on the back.
So the storm rolls in on you. Laurelin, you can feel it. This is magic. This is someone trying to stop you. You can feel it. You can hear the chanting in the wind. None of you hear it. All you guys hear is this wind. This, like this, the ship's shaking and the water's turning. And you're in a channel. You know what I mean? Like, this could blow you into the rocks at any point in time. And they start turning it out into the deeper part of the water to sort of protect you all. But you, Laurelin, can hear the chanting, the magic in that wind. Everybody is going to need to make Jesus. This is where I get arsed off with Palladium Fantasy, because the ability rolls aren't really good. Is there a skill that we can use to represent hanging on and not getting washed overboard?
Anybody with gymnastics might be able to roll like balance or something.
Yeah, if you have gymnastics, but none of you have gymnastics, right?
Yeah.
It'd be kind of funny if you're all little Romanian girls. That would be hilarious. I guess we'll just have to say you can roll under your strength or your dex on a d20. If you have over 20 on your agility, your PP or your PS, if you have over 20, a 20 is still a failure. Okay, so that's what we're going to do for this.
Okay.
You are a man now. I am. What do I do with
I'm gonna cast levitate, so
Okay.
I'm not as caught off balance, and just levitate above the boat while
Okay.
and ride the storm out that way.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a 7 on the 17.
So you're
Yeah,
okay.
5
You're holding on.
5 on a 20.
Okay.
I initially rolled a 19 on a 17, so I am spending a reroll.
Okay. So that's one reroll gone.
And I rolled the exact same thing.
So, Gerhardt, a wave comes up and hits you. Athane, what'd you get?
I got a 16, but that makes it for both.
Okay. So basically, a wave comes up and hits the ship and sort of rocks it, and you see Gerhardt getting washed overboard. Anyone with a PP of 20 or higher can try and do something. Otherwise, Gerhardt's going overboard.
All right, then I'll try to grab his foot or something.
And I'll try
Anything.
and grab it. I'll try and grab his other foot.
Do you have a PP over? Do you have a physical prowess over 20?
20, I've got exactly 20.
Okay.
21.
Both of you. So here's what's going to happen. Devere makes his roll. If he succeeds, you're giving a +5 to Athane for his roll.
I've rolled a 7. My PP
Well,
is
that's more than a 4 that you need, so that'll do it. So that gives you a +5 Athane. You're rolling like an attack. You're trying to make a melee attack to grab his leg.
Okay. I rolled an 11, 16.
So basically, the two of you grab the thing and sort of hold on to him, but it's whoa, as the ship lurches that way, and you feel yourselves lifting up above him as the deck plates, you're getting lifted like that type of thing, and then it crashes back down as you pull him back into the ship. Everybody on the decks needs to make a PE check or start vomiting. In fact, we'll just do a save versus poison.
Which toxin? Lethal or non-lethal?
Non-lethal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
6, baby.
Yeah.
Navri,
I got a 6.
what's your PE?
Oh, my PE is 14. I'm okay, I think.
You're okay. And Laurelin doesn't need to roll one because he's levitating.
Wait, are we rolling versus PE or save versus toxin?
Oh, sorry, save. No, save versus. Yeah, you failed. Fuck you. You're no
Yeah.
save. That's
Yeah.
right. It's fail. You failed because you needed a 12 or higher. So you're throwing up as well. Now, does anybody want to use any of the rerolls, or shall we continue?
It's just
I rolled
vomiting.
12.
You made your save, so Bach made his save. So the rest of you are vomiting. Let's roll for Perrin. Yeah, he's vomiting. And the Beast Man has climbed up the center mast and is hanging off of it and seems to be smiling. And what you assume is laughing as this salt and as everything's hitting him in the face, and he just looks like like he's having the time of his life. Laurelin, the storm is getting worse. There's now lightning and hail. Whoever is casting this spell is determined to sink this ship. What are you going to do?
What can I do?
Your character. You tell me. You clearly see how loosey-goosey I play with the rules. Join me on the loosey-goosey train.
Okay, so I'm going to use my knowledge of magic and see if I can decipher what spell they're casting, even though I probably don't know the spell, and try to do the reverse of whatever they're doing.
I like that. Give me a... There's no
Lore
spell casting abilities, so lore magic. Yeah, give me lore magic. That'll work.
I succeed.
Okay, so now you're like, okay, you figured it out. This is an elemental spell. They're calling up and summoning up elementals. So the only thing you can use to counter an elemental spell would be basically some sort of divine spell, something that isn't of the earth, because anything of the earth would just be pitting the elements against each other, which would make the storm worse. But if you can do something higher than nature, so divinity would be something that you could think of, or if you've got another idea.
Well, they're using elementals. Can I attempt to use the same spell and communicate with the elementals?
No.
Or could
any elemental magic will cause this to get worse. You know that for sure because you'll just be causing an elemental clash at that point in time.
Okay. Well, divinity is kind of out of my realm.
Okay.
Could I try to use one of my spells to a higher degree? Say levitate.
What do you mean by higher degree?
Well,
Like make the boat levitate?
Exactly. Yeah.
I love that idea.
Spend more PPE or something?
Yeah. So it's going to cost you double your PPE, and you need to basically make a spell casting roll on this one because you're trying something crazy. So we'll make it a save versus magic so it doesn't blow up in your face.
Okay. I pass.
All right. So you spend the PPE is basically you see him start chanting and holding his staff in the air, and then you guys feel the longship lifting out of the water as these guys are like rowing on air and they're like sort of freaking out a little bit. And Lars comes running back to where you guys are, and he looks around for the one who's not puking, and he sees Bach, and he's like, "What's this doing? Is this normal? Is this devilry?"
Oh, we're safe. He's getting us out, so we're not. Yeah, he's trying to save us.
If it's a lie, I kill you first, okay?
Okay.
Okay. And he turns around and he starts yelling.
Oh, you can kill me now!
So as basically he starts yelling at the men, and they, like he's commanding them, and they seem to like listen to their captain. They start rowing again, and the ship starts moving forward in the air. The storm is trying its hardest, and it's sort of rocking it, but the levitation spell, you're sort of fighting it to keep it sort of level and keeled as you're going through the air. And then boom, you break through the other side, and you can see the open water and the sun again.
All right. I'm floating in the air trying to keep the ship up, and I can feel the wind coming, and I just let the ship drift down calmly into the water as possible. Then I just fall down, collapse on the ground in exhaustion because that was a lot of work.
Okay, so basically you guys feel the ship hit the water. Calm has returned. The storm is brewing behind you. One of the random Rashmani comes over and just sort of picks him up like around the waist and puts him out of the way of everyone running around making sure the ship's okay. And Navri, Ethane, and Devere are puking their guts out. And Bakht, you're the only person mobile. What are you doing?
I'm gonna make sure Laurelyn's okay.
So you go over and check, and
Yeah.
well, Laurelyn, you're exhausted, but you can see Bakht talking to you.
Are you okay, man?
I'm perfectly fine. And I hand him some of the wine I was drinking.
I'd drink a little bit and give it back to him.
So, Austradi being Puritans, wine is forbidden, right? Just so we're clear on that there, Bakht?
Yeah.
Okay, just as long as we know. All right, that's a major step for your character to be drinking. Just so you know.
Yep.
All right.
You learned a lot in prison.
Too soon. So Lars comes over to you and he goes, "I don't know what you did, but we just covered a lot of distance. Look," and he points, and you can see there's a city on the like basically there's like an inlet, and there's a city built into the sides of the mountains. Basically, like there's this whole port here, a harbor, and he goes, "We're here,
Oh, Lord, dry land."
gentlemen. I welcome you to Yarsport. Don't let the women take you." And he slaps Devere on the back.
I'm like struggling to get up from the ground using my staff, and I'm still like wobbly and really.
I have a woman in port already. Oh.
Only one.
One is all I need.
What else can we expect from this place?
You're outsiders, but it is a trade harbor. You'll be okay as long as you don't pick any fights. But remember, fights here are to the death. And then he just looks at the three knights. Literally, to the death.
I'm gonna look at the beer. Remember, to the death.
We'll be here a day, maybe 2. We have to make sure the ship is okay, patch anything on the hull, resupply, and then we will set sail for air with you all. Probably on the tide 2 days hence, the morning tide.
2
Okay.
days.
2 days.
Yes.
If you want to, there's an inn where foreigners go. Go there. Tell them Lars sent you. And I will come join you later tonight.
What is this inn? What is it called? Does it have a name?
The Dead Knight. You won't miss it. Trust me.
I kind of glance at DeVere. Oh, well, that sounds hospitable.
Very, very. Well, let's hope it's not spelt with a K.
As it turns out, it's not spelled with anything that you can read. You get a little bit of looks as you guys are walking through, not just because you're outsiders, but because you're a pretty esoteric group of outsiders. Like, you're not normal visitors to this type of a place. You're more of a what the fuck type of visitors. So that's something you got to keep in mind as you're moving through the area. But this is a land of very tall, blonde, redheaded, pale people. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, DeVere, you're like the biggest one of the lot of them, aren't you?
I'm fairly large, yes.
How tall are you?
I don't know where I wrote that down. I'm about 6'3", 6'4", I think.
So DeVere is a little bit above average for these people. Bacht, how tall is Bacht?
6'1".
I'm 6'2". There it is, 6'2".
So 6'2". So you guys are a little bit below average for these people. Ethane, they dwarf you. Because you're like 5'10" or something, aren't you?
5'11", yeah.
5'11", yeah. How tall is Laurelin?
He's probably about 5'6".
Yeah, you're a child in their eyes. And how tall is Navri?
I believe he's 5'10".
Yeah, so they're monsters compared to you guys. You know what I mean? Like, your biggest guys that you're used to hanging out with are pretty much like not even up to their average. They stare at the Beastman. Like, people are looking at it like, what the fuck? But as you walk through the streets unmolested, you eventually get in front. Everything smells, by the way, of fish here. This is clearly a fishing town, and you can also smell vinegar. They're pickling the fish for sure. Yeah, well, the whiff of it. But that's the way it is. And you eventually see the pictogram placard of a knight who's been split in two by an axe. So it's like 2 halves of a knight and an axe.
This must be the inn that the good captain was speaking of.
Clearly.
I would
He
remind
had rusty armor
all,
too.
I would remind you all to mind your manners here and mind your tongue as I look at Gerhard and walk in the inn.
So you walk in. It's pretty not very busy for this time of day. Almost everybody in here is a foreigner that you do see. They're from other places. They're not locals. And there's a rather chesty blonde matron behind the bar. Yeah, close the door.
I grab Fane.
Take a table. I'll be there in a moment.
Thank you.
What?
And I push a Fane towards the table.
What?
Just sit down. We don't need to get wrapped up in the locals.
Don't sleep with anyone here. So eventually she wanders over, points directly at the Beastman. What's that there?
Oh, he's our servant. Yes.
We got fish and we got ale.
That sounds
2 days.
very well. Bring us some ale and some bread and
We can eat for 2 days?
No, the bird is 2 days old.
Oh.
You want fish? It's good.
yes,
It's
this should be nice. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So she walks away, leaves you at the table.
Still holding a Fane.
What?
You all sit
What
there in
is-
silence. Sorry, Thane, go ahead.
Why? What do you? What's wrong?
Nothing.
What
Just
did I do?
make sure you control your emotions.
I'm not gonna argue with anybody. I'm not gonna do a fight and getting killed.
That's not what I was concerned about.
As basically cleavage leans over your shoulder, Thane, as a bowl of soup and bread. And
Oh,
ale
of course I stare.
And they're like right here, type of thing, and they're quite large. And then she proceeds to give the rest of you food, and then she just basically throws a wooden bowl down. Pay what you will, and then walks off.
I thought there was ale in this deal.
There is ale. Ale,
Oh.
fish, and bread.
Ale, good. Some fish and some ale should settle our stomachs after that. Yeah. Oh dear. Do you all feel as bad as I do?
I feel fine. I'm gonna start eating.
I'll sip slowly at the ale and dip the bread and chew very slowly.
So the bread is a peasant bread, so it's like a grayish colored bread, but it's got a lot of flavor to it, and it's thick and hard. Like it's a tough bread, but when you dip it into the stew, it actually is quite nice. The stew itself is like a creamy broth with potatoes and leeks and chunks of some sort of seafood and spices like peppers and salts, like that level of spice. But it's good and it's hearty and it fills you up and it settles your stomach, which is probably why they all eat it here. And the ale is quite good. The ale is thicker than you're used to, Devere. It's like it's more like you can taste the barley. You know what I mean? Like it's a thick beer, but it's good. But it's very strong. But it's all in all a very nice meal, given the bullshit you've been dealing with.
I could do with another ale.
Yes, that sounds quite nice.
Yeah, keep ordering ale.
Since we want you assholes drunk.
Absolutely.
You can't not get in trouble. So basically, she'll bring you rounds of ale as long as you keep putting coins in that bowl for her.
How many coins do we end up putting out there? But and one other thing, I would actually like more water than ale.
So you ask her for water, and she just looks at you. Your fish?
What?
Your fish?
Yeah.
Okay, fish. And she brings you water. And you take a sip. And it's salt. And you go... and she just starts laughing her ass off behind the bar, and a few other people are laughing because they're in on the joke. And, you get the impression they don't drink a lot of water around these parts. Your Kalethi pragmatism is failing you in Drail, sir.
I'll push another mug of ale in front of Ethane and say, "Come on, you want to learn to be a man?"
I don't feel like it right now.
So basically, Devere is the person your mother warned you about, and he's trying to peer pressure you into becoming an alcoholic. I got it.
If there's nothing else to drink, then yes, I will drink the ale. So I'm not like, dying here, but I'd rather not have anything, too alcoholic.
You ask her, she's like, goat's milk?
Okay.
Okay, goat's milk.
I mean, yeah.
She gives you a look like you kind of get the impression that joke didn't land for her as she brings you back your goat's milk and, a little bit colder. But they leave you alone. Nobody bothers you guys here. And time is just going to tick on by if you guys don't do anything or say anything to each other.
Well, I suspect we need to find a room for the at least the next 2 days until the ship's ready. And I would also advise that we do not go wandering far or cause any trouble. These are foreigners, after all. We are not completely used to all their customs or ways.
Aren't we the foreigners?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. If they have rooms here, then I suggest we stay here and we drink in their hospitality.
Excellent.
More ale, Ethane?
No.
You need some hairs on your chest, young man.
Yeah. I could be wrong, but I know you said don't go wandering too far, but how far is too far?
Don't leave the inn.
But I've never.
How far is too far? Don't leave the building. Oh, so nowhere. Well, as you sort of say that, and you go, oh, the doors open. And in comes 6 big, uniformly dressed, military-looking guys. And they walk straight up to the bar, and they start talking to the thing. She looks at your table, and she waves her hand. And you guys see them. They're clearly talking about you.
I'm going to very discreetly cast tongues into my mug.
Yeah.
Oh, spell. What?
And so
Yeah, they're the ones. Okay, we'll deal with this. Thank you. And they 6 come walking over to your table, and the one at the front who looks a little older, a little more mature than the rest goes, "You're the ones who came on the ship of Lars, yeah?"
it depends who's asking, sir, but
The Jarl of Drael is asking. You
Oh,
are
well.
invited to meet him now. Get up and come with us.
absolutely we will do so. And I kind of nod at the other ones as I get up and buckle up my cloak and grab my staff.
Is a Jarl like a lion?
Shut up. And get up and let's follow. No, a Jarl is like a lord.
Oh.
Yeah.
I understand.
Like you, Ethane. You can do the talking. Be good practice for you.
Yeah, I agree with Sir Devere.
Why do you guys keep teasing me?
Oh, not teasing.
We're
called
simply
training.
helping you fulfill the role that you're destined for, that's all.
You know, it's not funny.
So they lead you through the streets. Everybody sees you now because you're being escorted by, castle guard, essentially. And they take you to this basic keep that is in the high, it goes up, and there's the keep. And it's, it's a very basic drum keep. It's not exciting or anything like that. And they lead you past guards at the front, and they march you in, and then up some stairs and around. And then you get led into what you assume must be the throne room, except it's built like no throne room you've ever been in. In fact, it feels more like a rectangular square hall. And there's a hole in the ceiling and fire, and there's dogs running around and children everywhere and women and what have you. And sitting on a throne, waiting for you, we'll say big, impressive chair, is a man who looks like this. And the guards come up, and how long does your tongues... Well, we'll say it still lasts for now. And they go, "Yeah, Jarl, Olgar, Belson, we have brought for you the ones brought by Lars from the witches." He just nods. Who is the one that speaks for you?
I bow before the Jarl, and since tongues is still spoken, I say, "Your Lord Jarl, younger Thane here speaks for us," and I grab him by the back and push him forward.
Pricks. Love it. Ethan. Your name is Ethan.
Yes.
You still have tongues going. What he literally just said is fishball. Your name is Fishball. That's what you heard with your magic tongues, Laurelin. Because he's not saying Ethan, he's saying Ethan. Like it's a whole other word in his language, but it sounds close enough. Okay. Ethan. Who are you? Why have the witches brought you here? What business do you have in Drael?
We were. We. Pendrick Cycle.
Bandrick Cycle?
So I was at a tournament. Lurlin said, "Follow." Hell is he? Lurlin said, "Follow me," and we all have a destiny to do. And I kissed a demon.
I don't know what to say to that. You kissed a demon?
Wasn't a good kiss.
Was she pretty?
I don't know. I was underwater.
You kissed a demon underwater?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. You're following this man from a tournament. You have a destiny. You follow your fate, and you kiss the demon underwater. And that's why the witches have sent you here.
The witches say we have a destiny. Wise man. Somebody.
Later.
The other two.
Do I look stupid to you? Do I look like some fisherman with nothing better to do than listen to your tall tales and nonsense? You come to my court, you come to my hall.
No, you brought us
insult
here.
me, You insult
Sorry,
me.
you brought us here. I was eating.
You challenging me?
Just correcting the record.
And he stands up, and two guys run over and take off his cloak, and he's like, hands or axes? Which do you prefer?
Huh?
Call
Challenge
bones.
me. Now we settle it. Hands or axes? Which do you prefer?
I prefer my bow.
You don't get your bow. You get hands or axes, little boy.
Then I guess hands because
Good. And he takes 2 steps and is going to punch you full tilt in the fucking head. You can try and parry a 12 or dodge a 12.
well, I don't think my character would be ready to dodge, so I will go with a parry. So it's more of a natural reaction, and I forget my bonus, so stand by. There it is. 12. I got a natural 20, so 26.
So you basically parry, and with a natural 20, I'll give you a riposte. You can actually attack him back if you want.
Okay. 11 plus 5, 16.
So roll your damage for an unarmed attack as you punch him in the face.
Is that a D4? I think it's D4 in Palladium Fantasy.
I believe
Right.
so.
Depends what you're doing.
It's just a punch.
Just a punch. Do you? What kind of unarmed combat do you have?
Martial arts, but I haven't got a bonus to damage yet. All right, so 4 plus my strength of 16. I think that's plus 16 plus 1 or 17 plus 1.
16's plus 1.
Nope, damage right there, plus 1. So I do 5 points of damage.
So you punch him in the mouth, and he steps back, and he goes, and blood.
I'm not even going to wait. I'm going to go for another attack.
Well, he has his other karate kick.
So if he's standing back looking at me,
It's just called
I-
fucking narrative there,
I know.
bitch boy.
I don't want him to kick my ass.
Well, you can try and parry or dodge a dirty 21.
Ouch. Well, I'm going to try to parry. Nope.
So he
18.
basically spits the blood, and as you charge in for your next attack, he just kicks you in the stomach as hard as he can.
Ooh.
And he kicks hard.
Mhm.
9 points of damage.
Ouch.
Whoa.
Okay. That's
And now you can have your second attack against him.
okay. I'm going to do what I like to do, and I'm going to go to the ground and try to take him down with a scissor kick. Yep.
Okay.
Look, it's an ankle and a knee. Those are 2 very vulnerable spots on a person.
Especially when their legs are like tree trunks. Yes. Very vulnerable.
12 pounds of pressure on a knee.
Yeah, we're not playing science.
I got it. 8 with my bonus, 13.
13. Well, he's going to parry that.
Sure.
Before his bonus, he rolled a 16.
Okay. Yep.
So basically, you do hit the scissor kick, but it literally, like kicking his leg is like kicking a trunk.
Yeah, that makes
Like,
sense.
It almost hurts, but it doesn't do any damage. And he just leans down, and he's just going to come in and, like, fucking punch you in the head as hard as he can. And you hear this voice from the back of the hall go, female voice goes, "Stop!" And he like stops in dead swing, and everybody sort of looks up. Are any of you looking, or are you just waiting to see
I'm
what
looking.
No,
Yeah, we're looking.
There is an old woman with like a hood and a nasty stick with chicken bones and shit. And she's just like, stop! Time to punch the High King! And he sort of looks at her and looks at you. That is the wise woman. She just said you're the High King. Is this
And
true,
she's-
little man? No,
I-
he's whispering to him. Like, they're
okay.
close. Is this true, little man?
Why did you make me talk?
Is this true? Is it true? He grabs you by the shirt and lifts you off the ground. Your feet are dangling. Is this true?
That's what the witches said.
Puts you down and goes to a knee in front of you. I beg the forgiveness of the High King.
What?
It was wrong of me to engage with combat with you, my lord.
Okay.
May I rise?
Yes.
So he stands up,
What is going on?
and he just points to his throne. You may have my seat.
This is a trick, but I'm going to step slowly. Okay, and sit down.
So the old crone starts walking through, talking in their language, but she's like, and she's like very animated about the whole thing. And you can see everybody in the room is looking like really uncomfortable, like something's happening that they were not prepared for.
I go, as he sits down reluctantly, I go stand next to him.
Okay.
What is happening?
You are the High King, and their wise woman has seen it. Accept your position, Kirby, as I've said all along. And I put my hand on his shoulder for a moment and then take it off.
So the wise woman stands next to the Jarl, and she says something, and he goes, you are his Chamberlain?
I am the wise man, Lorelin Lockwald, magician, prognosticator, soothsayer,
Okay.
wizard, if you like.
What can we do for the king?
Well, that is up to the king. What can we do for you, Lord of Fame?
Well, we need to go to air.
Why? Forgive me, Your Majesty, but why?
There's an item of great importance there,
What is
and
this?
we have to get it before others, before a necromancer gets it.
A necromancer. Dark magics. What is this item?
I think it was a crown. I forget which one it was.
Yes, it is the crown of the High King.
It is in Ayr?
So we are told. No, it's actually in Bruka.
Bruka. And like everybody in the room, when he goes Bruka, I'll go and spit on the ground. Like it's the weirdest thing you've ever seen. Like, 30 people just did that. Bruka is a place of demons and black magics.
So we heard we were originally going to go to Ayr to learn more information about Bruka, but it seems that maybe we don't have to do that because you know more about it than the people
We
in Ayr.
know nothing of Bruka except the tales. They live on the other side of the channel, and we have no contacting with them. My king, do you intend to raid to get the crown?
Seems a bit violent.
Do you
Well-
think she's going to give it to you with a request?
She?
Forgive me.
She who?
The queen, the witch queen of Bruka.
Well, no, not if you put it that way.
Why Ayr? What was your purpose to Ayr?
Every time he asks me a question, I am looking at Laurelin.
We were going, the Lord of Fame Kirby was going to Ayr to seek allies. in our quest to gain the items that were necessary, the positions of power of the High King, and one of them happens to be the crown. Now, since the people of Ire, the Irish, are the opponents of the Dark Queen of Bruca, we thought we maybe could find some allies there. But it seems that maybe we have found some allies here, have we not?
Why did you not come to us in the first place, huh? These Irish are better than the Trailsmen?
No, that is not what the Lord Kirby suggests, or what I suggest, Lord Jarl. Rather, we did not know of your existence. See, we are foreigners amongst these parts. We are not so wizened amongst the geography or cultures of this land. And I give a slight bow.
We are the strongest, the best. None in Albana or even the continent can stand against the Trailsmen. Rashmani blood flows through us, as does the blood of giants.
So it is told. And I believe the tales that are told, and you seem like strong allies. Will you not help us on our quest?
So the old woman goes, we will see if you are the king. You must pass the test.
Okay. Wait, if I'm the king, shouldn't we
will
just say
see if you are the king?
Okay.
We will pass the test and see. Come, we go to the harbor. Everyone.
I
And they're all
pick up Kirby
ready to go.
and start pushing him ahead. And then I lean over and say, you are the High King, and whatever tests they have for you, I assure you, I will help you along the way. And I push him.
thought this was a joke.
Now show your lordly status. Stand up straight and put your shoulders back.
I thought this was a
Attitude
joke.
touching.
They lead you down to the harbor. Now, it's summer, but that water looks cold. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever
Oh,
been
you're
to-
polar bear clubbing me, aren't you?
Hey, let me ask you a quick question for the Americans. You ever been to the Pacific Northwest? Okay. Literally, people die falling off of ferries in the middle of July and winding up in the cold water of the one.
Oh, it's Lake Superior.
Yeah, it's fucking salmon water. You understand? It's cold water. And they lead you to the shore, and then the woman starts going, and then he turns and goes, strip.
Take off my backward shirt.
He doesn't need much practice at stripping.
Okay, I'm
I hold up my hand. Lord Jarl, it is a practice amongst our people to say a blessing or a prayer before such a venture.
He looks at the old woman. She's like, "Man, get away." And he's like, "Ugh."
I put my hands on him and I cast energy field on him.
Which just protects him from harm, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So she talks some more, and he goes, "At the bottom of the harbor, there is a ship. It was the ship of the High King. In the ship is the sword. If you swim down and bring back the sword, you are the High King. If you don't, you're fish food." Oh, energy fields can't move? Really?
I'm looking it up.
Well, I knew I should have taken the swimming skill.
You can't swim?
I thought I had it for some reason.
Does not say that anywhere.
Remember, in Palladium, there are Rifts versions, there are Heroes Unlimited versions, and there are Palladium Fantasy versions, and so forth. So.
Well, I'm not going to argue about stupid rules, and I'm just going to say you're putting a protection spell on him that will protect him from the elements. And we can move the fuck on without worrying about game mechanics. But we do have a slight problem.
That's weird. I
He doesn't know how to swim. Did you tell Laurelin? Like, I don't know how to swim. Do you tell him?
At this point, yeah. Like, if I have to go down there, I don't know how to swim.
Well, it seems that you will have to learn rather quickly, won't you?
That's how I actually learned.
I did too, actually.
Yeah, I was thrown in the pool. It was just.
I was thrown in a lake.
Oof.
I fell into a pool.
Oof.
All right, quick, everybody. How'd you learn how to swim? Anyway, okay, moving on. As one of you goes, I don't know how to swim. Okay, so what are you going to do there, buddy?
Walk into the water. Put my toe in there.
Because of what Laurelyn's...
Are we on a harbor or are we at the beach?
You're at the rocky beach of the harbor. So you're like barefoot on rocks.
Yeah.
Not nice. But as you walk into the water, you don't feel the cold. Or you feel it, but it's not as cold as you're sure it really is.
Okay.
And as you keep walking down and down, eventually you're here at your neck, and you have to make a, we'll just say make it a basic save over 12 to force yourself under the water. Because all of your instincts are screaming, I'm going to drown.
It's just weird. I got a 17.
Okay, so you basically go, take a deep breath and step under the water. As you stand there under the water and you're sort of trying to figure out, what do I do? How do I swim? All of this type of stuff. You realize your lungs are not hurting. As you sort of look around, you realize, like, you're not drowning. Whatever
Weird.
Laurelyn did is protecting you.
I'm going to do what I think is the most appropriate thing to go down. So push and see if I go down and find a sword.
Well, as you start trying to push, you're not really doing much, but you sort of slip a little bit on the rocks and slide down a bit. And then you realize you can just walk. Like, you don't even have to worry about swimming.
So this isn't like a drop-off.
No. This is a cove. This is like, it's a slope going down.
Easy. Yeah, then I'll walk. Okay.
So as you start walking, it's hard to see under here because it is, there's sunlight up above, but it is, it's still underwater and it's cold water. You keep walking. You walk for about 2 minutes, and you're like it's ridiculous. You ever see Highlander when he falls in and he realizes he can't drown? Well, that's kind of what's happening to you right now. You're realizing you can't drown. Hopefully, the spell won't wear off. And then eventually, you see it in front of you. There was an old, what are they called? Those old type of ships, not galleys, but clinker?
Like a trireme?
No, like a clinker or something. There's some it's right before the age of sail type of ship, basically. And it's just sitting there at the bottom of the thing, and it's got troopy flags that are all half faded, sort of moving in the thing, and there's fish all swimming around it, but it's right there in front of you.
And there's a sword there?
Well, I don't know. You're going to have to go in and find out, aren't you? How long does the spell last, Cody?
1 round.
Hold on.
I think I will kneel and say a prayer for our departed our departed king, because I'm pretty sure he's dead by now.
Well, you now see... Sorry?
It will last 9 minutes.
Okay. So basically, you see as you're going to take your prayer, Navri and Gerhard, you notice all of these trailsmen are now betting and taking coins and talking and then a few of them are throwing rocks into the water and going and you sort of figure out really quick they're betting where the body's going to surface. That's what they're not betting on if he's going to survive, they're just betting on where his corpse is going to pop up. So you climbing onto the boat?
Yes. Well, hold on. Before I climb onto the boat, I'm going to push it with my leg to make sure it doesn't just rot. Rotten wood doesn't.
It's a big, thick old boat.
Okay.
It's not going to rot.
Well, then, yep, I'm going to climb in and... How would somebody keep a sword around here? Jesus.
Well,
I'm thinking. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, this is an attribute check?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. I rolled a 1.
You climb in pretty stealthily, and things are looking good. And you look around, and now you see what's in the boat. And you see dead, rotted away, centuries-old soldiers, essentially. And sitting right at the back of it all is a guy who looks more like he's elevated above the soldiers. I mean, he's dead, rotting, like underwater skeletal type, corpsey type thing. There's a fish swimming out of his eye, for fuck's sake. But he's got this sword across his lap that his hands are sitting on.
Okay. I go towards it tentatively.
Mm-hmm.
Before I grab the sword, I look at him and say, I hope you're not a demon. And don't be angry because I have to do this. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter to me. And I put my hand on it.
Mm-hmm.
Pull the sword out.
So you pull the sword away from him. And you're now holding this sword in its scabbard. And the thing is while everything else is rotted, rusted, decayed, this hasn't. This looks in perfect shape. I mean, there's some seaweed on the hilt and stuff, but, it's in perfect shape. And as you're sort of looking at it, I need you to make a surprise save.
Yep. I don't know what that is, but I'll roll it. If I roll higher.
Yeah, over 12. Just over 12.
Okay, 15.
15. So at the last second, you sort of turn your head because you notice movement, and as you turn, you see a tentacle come racing towards you.
Oh, Jesus.
Initiative, you versus the tentacle.
Of course. Story of my life.
Yeah, you don't do well underwater, we've noticed. 15.
23.
You go first. What are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to draw the sword from the scabbard. It's the only thing I've got as a weapon, unless I'm going to swing my dick at it. So I'm going to try to...
So you draw the sword from you can hear under the water this, like it has a sound when you draw it.
Okay.
And light actually comes off of it. You guys on the shore see suddenly a spot of light appear under the water.
I've been praying and I proclaim, my God is the true God. He has saved him.
Just because some warrior taught threw a sword at you. Supreme power was it from the mandate from the masses, not some farcical aquatic ceremony. So you're attacking. Go ahead and roll the hit, please. You have a -2 because you're underwater.
Okay. I'm also not proficient with sword.
Well, that doesn't mean shit.
Okay.
It means you don't get any bonuses.
16 minus 2 would be a 14.
You hit.
Okay.
3d6 plus your strength bonus, please.
Jesus balls. Well, lost a d6.
Don't worry, the cat will find it.
Yep, the cat. A 5, 9, 10.
So you basically hit the tentacle and chop it in twain.
Wow.
And above, you guys now see Icarus black ink coming up through the water and pooling.
That's not good.
Another tentacle comes at you. It misses. And the third tentacle
Oh my god.
also misses. As you're like, as you sort of see now, this creature, because Thane's never seen an octopus, about the size of a pony, is crawling up over the far side, and it has 8 of these tentacles and big fucking demonic eyes and this
Gross.
deep mouth. And it's basically, you've cut off one of its tentacles, but it still has 7 left. What are you doing?
Screw the tentacles. I'm going to try to lunge and poke this sword through its bulbous bulb nonsense.
All right, Fatan, let's go ahead and roll initiative. You versus it. It gets a 9.
15 plus a 20.
All right, you get to go.
Oh, shit. 6 minus 2, 4. Nope.
Yeah, 4 is a hit.
1 through 4 is a miss.
I thought it was 4 or higher.
5 or higher.
5 or higher. Okay, see, want to use one of the many rerolls you have in the pool?
Actually, yes. Yes, I do. I like to say no, but not this time. 12 minus 2, 10.
So you hit. Roll your damage, please.
For 8, 10, 11.
And another tentacle removed. It's down to 6. It gets a natural 20 on its next. Do you wish to parry?
Well, I'm going to have to try. I mean, it's a natural reaction to parry. So. No, not even close.
So you get hit by the tentacle and take 10 points of damage.
Holy
Yeah.
Okay, that wasn't fun. I can't swim, and you can't really run underwater, so nope. I got to try to stab.
It's still an attack, so you can still try and stab.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to stab it again.
Okay.
And I rolled, god damn it, a 9 minus 2, 7. It's a hit.
So that hits. Give me the damage.
Okay. 8, 9.
So you basically slice it across the side of its head, which opens up, and you see the fat blubber inside as the black blood comes out. And that seems to be all it's got for today. Is it just like goes and crawls back away and leaves?
I'm not even paying attention. I mean, I'm paying attention to that part of it because I'm not stupid. But once it seems like it's going away, I am beeline. Get me out of here.
So you trudge underwater as hard as you can. And as you guys are all like, everybody's watching the water, trying to figure what the fuck's going on at this point, because something's happening under there for sure. And Devere's proclaiming, "My true gold is protecting him." I'm sure when he does that, Navri's doing one of these. I don't know what's Navri doing as Devere is proclaiming piousness,
Just rolling his eyes.
and
He
Gerhard?
trusts in God. He doesn't need
What's
to
Gerhard?
proclaim it so fiercely.
Fair. What's Gerhard doing?
I'm just shaking my head at him.
So basically, everyone's shaking their head at Devere. What is Laurelin doing?
Laying on his staff, shoulders back, very reassured that this is going to come out right. And just nodding.
Minute and a half, 2 minutes later, his head breaks the surface of the water. Everybody, and then he keeps walking up, and you see the sword he has. And in the sunlight, this thing just radiates all of this, and just goes boom, and lights, like not magically, but impressively, like that kind of sort of like whoa type catching the light moment. And then basically, about 150 odd Drailsmen just suddenly go, "Ah!" Start cheering and chanting and ranting and happy and craziness as the Jarl walks up to the shore where you are and takes one knee and holds his axe up like this, like in front of him, like he's holding it up for you. Just waits.
I raise up my staff in the air. All hail the High King!
Yeah, and I'll draw my sword and I'll raise it and say the same thing.
I
Same.
will walk, I
And
will
I take
walk
a knee.
forward. I will walk forward and kneel beside the Jarl and say, King Ethane, I vow to serve thee.
So I'm looking past all of these guys at
Yeah.
the water. What was that thing?
So the Drailsmen, the Lord's like, "Do you accept our swords, our weapons? Come on, man. My knees hurt."
Well, keep them, but yes. Sure, yes. Stand up.
All right, Drail pledges to the High King as he stands up. And everyone's like, "Yeah." And he leans over and goes, "You, the beast? You fought the beast?"
Yeah.
That's the surprise. We don't tell you about that. And he pats you on the cheek. Now, let's get you the rest and celebrate. And with that, they cloak you in a fur cloak. They take you back to the keep, and they fucking, like, women come in to, like, bathe you and dress you, and they're dressing you in the finest stuff they have. Well, the rest of you are all given someplace to go get cleaned up and changed, and there is a massive feast set up for that night.
So Ethane, just real quickly, with Ethane, realizing that this crap is actually real now, Ethane is nothing but smiles.
I
Uh-oh.
don't leave Afane's side. I accompany him everywhere, even to the bathtub.
So at one point, one of the Yarsman comes in and goes, "My lord, your highness,
Yes?
Lars is here to see you. Do you wish to
Lars!
speak with him?"
Yeah.
Okay. So he goes back out to the door, and then Lars comes in. He's like, "What's going on? I leave you alone for 12 hours, and now you're... What is going on?"
Well, I fought the Jarl, then they put me in the water, and then I got the sword, and I killed I hurt the monster, and now I'm getting a bath. This is great.
What the Lord meant to say is that he has fulfilled the prophecy he is meant to fulfill. He is the High King of Andor.
Okay. That works for me. You're the High King. Hey, I had the High King on my boat. That's kind of cool.
Is it not?
Yeah, no, I'm going to up my prices. I will. Hey, you need a full-time ship, Your Majesty?
I think we do, don't we, Lord Kirby?
Yes.
All right, my ship is yours.
Can
And he
you
looks at you, Lorland, and goes, "We'll work out the price later."
Not a problem.
can you guys get Sir Devere and Sir Navri, please?
It says, "Hey, very dear, Marcin," and the rest of them are, I okay. And he goes off, and wherever you guys are, guys show up and go, "Hey, the king wishes to speak to you."
Oh, Lord Athane?
The king,
Oh, the High King. Yeah, sorry, High King Athane.
yeah,
Oh,
You
Let's go
come.
see him.
okay.
go.
So you guys are. He's out of the bath by the time you get there, we'll presume, and being dressed in actually fairly nice furs and cloth and clothes, and they're dressing him quite nicely. And you guys get brought into the room, so you're all in the room together. Perrin is like with you. The wolf guy, your beast man, is like, he's not sticking around this area. He's like fucked off somewhere into like the stables or something. He's keeping a low profile around all these crazy people with axes. So you're all together.
Help me. I
Okay.
want to get out of here. This is too much.
No.
This is your
Accept the
life
position
now.
of things.
Yeah. You're going to have to get used to it.
I slump down. Fine, what do I need to do?
You need to act kingly. First, stand up.
You know, where I'm from, we don't really give a crap about kings, right?
It doesn't matter where you're from, it matters who you are. And what others perceive you as. Perception is everything, Athane. Remember the island? What I was telling you about perception, about the lake, about the caves, the demons. It's all perception. Lessons will be learned. Now dust yourself off. Get up. Put your shoulders back. Behave like a king, because you are the king now. And if you
I
ever
hate
run into trouble, remember, I'm
every
right
second
here
of
on your
meeting you.
shoulder. I'm
What?
sure you do, but you have fulfilled your destiny. And I told you from the very beginning, there in that little Jitto village, that you would find your destiny, and you have. Remember, I'm here by your side
We all are.
to help you along the way. We all are.
Very well. I'm okay.
Now, head high, shoulders back, straighten your cloak.
It's a lot to remember.
Put your hand on your sword. It makes you look more regal.
It's uncomfortable. It's big.
Zudavir can show you the proper way of presenting yourself.
I can give you a crash course in etiquette should you need it.
Huh.
Tuck in your shirt. Make sure it's on the right way.
God, it was all bear skins. I don't need a shirt.
So he
Muscles.
regrets every moment he's had since he met Laurelin. Boy, poor Esmeralda. She must have heartbroken if she ever heard that news. Oh,
Yeah.
every moment. Words have power in this world, boy. Anyway, so eventually you get brought down, unless there's other things you want to discuss, to the feast. I want you to imagine a feast, a Viking feast, being held by people who are not full-blooded Vikings, therefore they're compensating for being not full, like real Vikings just chill because they know they're Vikings. These guys need to prove to everybody there's Vikings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's scalds playing, dogs fighting, a couple of bears are brought in on chains just to be impressive because we got bears. There's a girl up against the wall with her braids out, and guys are throwing hand axes to try and chop the braid, and all that kind of stuff. And then as you get brought in, the Jarl stands up and he goes, "By the feast of your king and everybody's like, oh, and they all turn, and the entire room goes to one knee as you enter it, the thing. Hundreds of people just went in front of you.
Party!
Laurelin, are you doing anything to guide him here?
I start pushing him towards the chair, and then I raise up my staff. All hail the High King!
So, hey, as the crowd goes up, and then basically once you take your seat, the Jarl stands back up and yells something, and everybody goes back to partying. And the rest of the night is people bringing you food, people bringing you treasure, and people bringing you women. And you know what's happening. They're all trying to gain they're trying to gain favor here, Laura.
Is he sat on some sort of throne?
He sat on the Jarl's throne, basically.
Yeah.
I bend over and whisper in his ear, always pay respect, but be mindful of what the intentions of others are, young Kirby.
I'll smile, say thank you, and every time something comes in, it goes to Laurelin.
Oh, Laurelin, you're getting lots of chicks.
No, that's absolutely true as well. Any women that are fawning over me nicely get kind of brushed off because I'm a little like, I don't want to brush them off, but I got other things going on in my noggin, so.
You mean he's got Esmeralda going round in his noggin?
You shush.
Well, you shut your dirty whore mouth.
So I guess Navri will sort of be standing guard like behind him.
Well, basically, all of you, for being associates of the High King, are getting a lot of attention as well. And pretty much anything you want is yours tonight type of mentality. It's one of those kinds of parties where like they'll give you anything because they want his favor because, oh my God, the High King has returned. The prophecies are falling into place. The Drail will rise up. You're like, people are heady with prophecy tonight. And this eventually, as the night rolls on, people pass out, people get drunk, people can't maintain their... And eventually, you know, you're sitting there on this stupid fucking throne of Thane with this stupid sword, watching all these people act like idiots and fawn all over you. And as a pragmatist, it's rather absurd to be all this pomp and ceremony and nonsense. And eventually, most everybody's falling asleep or passing out, and eventually the night's ending. And the Jarl just sort of motions to you and Laurelin, and he starts heading towards the back of the hall.
Is this where they assassinate me?
No, not yet. But we must have words with the Jarl. He's become our most trusted ally.
Bring the others, as he points to the other members of your group.
I motion to the rest of them.
So he takes you back through a door into what looks like probably his council chamber, where he meets with his advisors. And there's a table and chairs, and he sort of lets you have his chair at the head of the table and sits at the far end, basically, and waits for everybody to sit down. He goes, party time is over. Now we have to figure out what we're going to do about Bruca, Your Majesty.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still wish to go to Ayr? The king there may be someone you could also recruit to your cause.
Well, I haven't seen anything that would change our mind yet. As every time it's looking up at Laurelin like, have I?
No, we would be most prudent to gain as many allies as we can against this fight.
If you go, we will make sure when you are ready to go to Bruca, the Drailsmen will go with you. We will build an army. We will assemble our fleet, and we will raid that witch cunt's nation and burn her to the ground.
Thank you.
Is this what you want?
Well, of course.
So be it. Bruca will burn, but you will go to Ayr. You have a ship.
I think Lars, yes.
Lars, that piece of shit. It is a miracle of the seas that thing stays afloat.
Well, it flies.
It flies? Is this true?
I was vomiting at the time. I might be mistaken.
Yeah, the sea can play tricks on the mind. You are loyal to this, Lars?
Yes.
Okay, so be it. And he looks at one of his guys and goes, "Give Lars my best ship as a gift to the High King." Yell. And he sort of runs out to go deliver the news. "You will have the best ship in all of the rail, and it will take you swiftly to Ayr."
Thank you.
"Now, Your Majesty, you have had a long day. Perhaps you would like to rest, huh? I do not trust that we do not have spies amongst us, many foreigners, many bad people. I would recommend you and your friends stay here in the keep tonight, where we can guard you."
You would be wise.
"So be it. My chambers are yours. I will sleep with one of my friends." Do you want friends? I can arrange if you need.
I don't. If they do, fine.
No, not necessary.
So
Unless,
be it.
do any of you require companionship for the night?
No, thank you.
What a bunch of Puritans. Look at them all.
Is everybody gone except for us?
Yeah.
Okay, Laurelin, shouldn't we leave now?
No, I think it's prudent to wait for the night, and we'll set off in the morning.
But if there are
They'll be giving
these...
us that ship, I think we should wait.
Yeah, but if they're spies and assassins and demons lurking...
Those aren't going away. They'll be ever present, my lord.
But shouldn't we leave and get ahead of the game?
I assure you, it's probably best. I mean, we can do as the Lord wishes. My
Okay,
advice.
stop that. I'll play the game as much as I have to, but you know I don't know what's going on here.
Well, you must learn quickly, as you've learned all your other lessons.
I will try. I will do my best. But right now,
Perhaps, High King Kirby, it would be wise to officially appoint Laurelin as your advisor.
Is that a concubine?
What?
There's a word for that. Chamber pot, concubine?
Chamberlain, my lord.
Chamberlain.
Gerhard, Navri, I think we should take turns to guard Ethane's door tonight. Just in case.
That sounds like a wise idea, Sir Devere.
I agree.
What do you want me to do?
Sleep.
Rest.
Rest, High King.
Please don't.
Would you prefer we just called you Ethane?
Thank you.
When it's just us, and then in front of everyone else, we'll have to stick with the High King thing.
Yes.
If that makes you more comfortable.
Yes, very much so. Please.
Okay.
So with that, you guys wrap up your night. The High King goes to sleep. You guys rotate guard. And what's Laurelin going to do?
I'm going to stay in the room next to his.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, you're in one room. Like, it's one room.
Okay.
That's a big
I'm going to
fight.
make sure that Efane is getting some rest and that he's not disturbed. And then I'm also going to meditate on the situation and look out into the, like the arrow slit or window or whatever there is in this room, and look out into the stars and see if I can get any other or message.
You sleep a thing.
I might partake of some special substances to help.
Understood. You sleep a thing. Your dreams are of Esmeralda and her being pregnant and of a war. And the war, Devere and Navri stand beside you. And then you dream of Philip's head laughing, chortling his ass off. And then dawn comes. But that's how you sleep. Laurelin, my dear man, you meditate and stare out the window and take your little special sippy boop 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 boo by the will of Safu and all that fun stuff. And eventually you enter into that trance state, and the arrow slit goes, and you are flying across the island, and then you find yourself at Bruka. where you see an army of beast men bred with humans, large, dangerous, armored, preparing. And above them you see the Witch Queen standing in her tower of shadows, looking down at them approvingly. And then she looks at you. And she just smiles, brings her finger up and says, "Wither." I need a magic save -5.
Yep. I fail.
You wake up in pain, screaming. Devere, you're on guard when this happens. You see him just go, "God!" and hold up his hand. And as you look at your left hand, it is withered and become like the hand of an old man. You take no damage, but you are at -2 to your PP.
I rush over to Laurelin. Do I see his?
You see him
hand?
cradling his hand, and you just, as you're looking at it, it's going and becoming like an arthritic old man's hand all of a sudden.
Oh, this. Have you been dabbling in wizardry and witchcraft again?
No, you fool! I saw her. I'm still like in this. You can tell like my eyes are wide, pupils are huge, like a freaking squirrel, staring up at the ceiling, not even meeting your eyes, like laying on the ground on my back, crouching clutching my hand. I saw her, the Witch Queen, and her army of beastmen. They're not just regular beastmen. I grab him by the neck, like, and pull him down into my face. They're not regular beastmen, Sir Devere. Sorcerous creatures bred by, mixed with human flesh, unnatural. Do you understand?
All I understand is no sorcery is natural.
Of course.
And on that note, we'll stop. I think that's an excellent end point for this session.
No!
Devere's proclamation of no sorcery is natural. So, as always, send me your votes for your MVP on Discord. Real fast around the table. You guys are level 3 right now, right?
Yep.
Just, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we're level 4 now because this was a pretty major step forward.
Okay. Awesome.
Takes me longer to level up the character than to play it at that level.
Well, don't worry. There's a reason to all of this, and you're going to find out when it happens, and you're going to be like, thank God.
Where is Bear? I can't find Bear. Oh, there you
Right
are.
here. Hi.
Hi.
Well, if you go into the group chat, click on his name, you can do a message that way.
Oh,
Lord Humongous sent me a message. I concur, Mr. Liao. Just waiting on the last one. Iman, you okay? What's going on, man? Oh,
yeah,
there it
yeah.
is.
I've just sent it now.
Okay. All right. Malachi, who'd you vote for and why?
I voted for Max just because the way he's portraying Ethan right now. I just, with him being so overwhelmed, I think he's doing a good job.
Okay. Fair. I agree. What was your favorite moment?
Oh, I'm going to say, I think right before he left after the night with Esmeralda. Just that you're getting that glimpse of what's coming to him in the future. I'm always a big fan of foreshadowing.
Okay. Cool. Niman, who'd you vote for and why?
So for me, it was a toss-up between Laurelin and a Thane, but I went with the Thane. simply because in this session his character has had to go through a lot and has had to grow in a very short space of time.
Yeah, there's
And
no
I
way to
think he's
find out you're
handled
the
it
descendant
pretty
of the
well.
High King shortly, right?
And I like the little detail of him constantly looking to Laurelin for reassurance and advice.
Yeah.
That's
That
good.
was cool.
So I went with the thing.
All right, what was your favorite moment?
You might have to come back to me on that one.
I shall. All right, Mr. Max Liao, who did you vote for and why?
I voted for everybody, but Bear said no. So I ended up voting for Cody simply because we had the most interaction today. That was really, but I have to say this: the little things that Navri did, that Sir Devere did, that Gerhardt did in terms of like pushing me forward, being like, "Oh, hey, High King," little things like that, like playing into it. As a role player, I loved it. This was the hardest session for me to role play because I have to balance John. I don't think the most intelligent person in the world, but being more intelligent than Athane, doing, being different because Athane is different. This was a struggle for me, and you guys absolutely helped with that. But ultimately, I voted for Cody because our more interactions and no other reason.
Okay, what was your favorite moment?
Favorite moment was honestly when these jackasses go ahead, Mr. Hiking, and were pushing me forward because it totally threw me for a loop. I did not expect that at all. I kind of thought that they'd be like, okay, well, you know what? We got to guide him, so we'll keep him in the back until we got. Nope, they're like, get in the front, dumbass. I was like, what? I love that.
Okay,
real quick, I've got my favorite moment. It was when Athane got into a fist fight with the Jarl.
That's a fair one. All right, Mr. Ye Old Geek, who'd you vote for and why?
Well, I've bucked my trend. I've been voting for Max quite a lot recently, but I voted for Cody tonight because I did like quite how he fell into that wise man role and how he really embodied the wise man. I thought he was really, really consistent. I thought Max was excellent as well tonight. It's Ithane's just desperate innocence. It's endearing. It is endearing. But I've put my vote for Cody tonight.
All right. What was your favorite moment?
It was Max's pause when you asked him if he was the king. The fact that he didn't answer you.
Yeah,
he just
threw.
And he just looked there. And I was like, I thought that point, it was a good 15, 20 seconds of just.
Yeah, he Malachite. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking that.
All righty. And last but not least, Cody, who'd you vote for and why?
I voted for Athane because I think John, as usual, is outplaying us all, and he is totally role-playing this character to the freaking hilt. And even when he realizes he's king, he's still playing the innocent Athane, and he's not quite understanding how to accept this position, which is actually because I'm a big fan of King Arthur. Like it's got me really excited inside because that's how King Arthur was.
Yeah.
Originally. And he's looking to Merlin, and I got real excited because all of a sudden I get to be fucking Merlin.
Wow, like that. Yes.
But it's playing out like it should, and not really on purpose. It's just the way his character is.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely perfect, and I loved it. My favorite moment overall was just a Thane dealing with having to be the High King, and all those moments going through every step of the way along this, the last half of this adventure where he had to accept and fill into that role and not quite knowing what to do. Right. But but towards the end, he's starting to actually kind of accept it, but still doesn't really know how to fulfill the role. So overall, that last half was my favorite moment, if that's fair. So yeah.
All right. Fair enough. I think everybody did a really good job. Congratulations, Mr. Liao.
Whoever I am.
It's fucking Max's. What can I tell you, John? The Neo Geeks of John. It's fucking hard. Fucking weirdos. Congratulations, Athane. You got the MVP for tonight, so you have an extra reroll available for you for the next game. Please mark that down. You're all going to get to pick one attribute from your character sheet and add 1d4 to it. So please give that some thought when you're leveling up your character. Number 3, my favorite moment was Devere kneeling beside the Jarl and holding his sword up. That was awesome, because that was Devere after all of his mockery and this peasant and blah, 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 and then just going, my God protected him. He came back with the sword. Motherfucker's the king. Like, it was just like, it was such a great defining moment of Devere's beliefs and faith guide him. And even when he doesn't, accept shit, when the proof is put in front of him, Devere goes, all right, it's a sign. And he takes it for what it's worth. And I really thought that was an awesome thing. I could be misreading it, but if I was watching this or reading this, that's what I would think had just happened. And it looked really cool for me.
Not gonna lie, as a player, that really, really surprised me.
Me too. As a GM, I was like, whoa, that's cool. I absolutely think everybody killed it tonight. Don't worry, this isn't turning into the Athane show.
Oh, thank God.
Lots of stuff for everybody to be doing moving forward, but we just had the story got to this point, right? Because Ambria was the first step, and Ambria unlocks the next part of the story. So, first part of the story, getting to Ambria. Second part of the story, everything that happens after Ambria. And then eventually we're going to have some other shit that's going to happen. So, clearly, as near as we can tell, the story is on a course for some sort of battle in Bruka. But we're not there yet.
So now that I got plot armor, I cannot wait to know.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to showing you how sometimes Pendrick cycles fail. But anyway, for those of you who watched, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for all the super chats and the help and all that fun stuff. If any of you, when the live stream's done, you can put comments. You can tell us what your favorite moment was, who was your MVP, whatever. Tell us what you think. We're having fun playing, and if you're having fun watching, that's great. If you're not, like I say every time, well, there's something else you could do on one Saturday a month other than sit here and be tortured by us being something you don't enjoy. So keep that in mind. But otherwise, anybody got any closing words before we wrap this up for this month?
I love playing with these guys. I do.
Yes.
Me too.
It's incredibly fun playing with all you guys. And Bear, you do an excellent job, as always,
Thank
at
you.
nailing the NPCs.
Thank you kindly. I was getting a little lost in my Norseman accents, trying to remember which guy sounded like which at one point, but I think I kept them straight for tonight. I'll miss Esmeralda. She was so much fun to have, but the story's moving in that direction, and you lose people, but you'll be picking up people as you go. So that's the nice part of any type of cycle legend, is that the main characters stay, other characters come in and out. So that's it for me, guys. Thanks for playing, and thanks for watching, and peace, love, geek, and I guess we will see everybody back for this next month. Tentatively, we are going to be playing on either the 29th, probably the 13th will be the next game, the 13th of July. So look for it then, guys. Otherwise, bye, y'all.
See ya.